bring up our new adventurer with us. The long and short of it is we went out with one of the sisters, Jezra, to basically find out why these undead are attacking the drow. Essentially, we got into a lot of combat with them, took out 2 champions, but we also made a deal with one of the male drow, who is not one of the good, which is a relative term, drow, for the House of Nearth. We allied with him, of course, and we smuggled in a vampiric being of a sort who is Strahd's, I guess, next in line, if you will. There was the first sister, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but the first sister, who was mad, insane, would torture people just to do it, kill you if she just didn't even like the way you look. She wanted to use this vampiric being, which was part of our plan to overthrow House Nearth. But we wound up killing her and her guards, or she was assassinated essentially. But we prevented her from getting back up. In fact, if I remember correctly, Durak wound up jumping on her.
I chopped her head off too.
Chopped her head off, yep, and her unborn kid. Yep, she didn't survive this either, or he, whoever. Jezra comes in. Eventually, we told her that we wouldn't speak to anyone but her, and she now fully trusts us. This seemed to be working out in her favor, but we don't really know where this is going to go now. I mean, at least she thinks it's going to work out in her favor. However, we're pretty much putting the alliance to ourselves and working with the male drow behind the scenes. We're realizing that this undead being can bring in the vampiric being can bring in, who is actually like a little girl, mind you. She could bring in the undead into this city. I believe the male drow believes he controls her, which doesn't seem likely considering her power. But there's like a father-daughter relationship, or so it seems on the surface level. We've fought a lot of undead, not an undead beholder, but an eye tyrant or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so.
All right, you can take some inspiration. That's a good reminder for the rest of us. You get all of that, Hugo? Yeah, now there's time for the quiz. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let me kind of bring it up to speed in terms of your character's perspective. So these adventures that we're playing through take place in the Underdark. Specifically, they're centered around the Drow city of Arindalin, and you can see that on the map. I've kind of circled it. That's where everybody's kind of hanging out right now. The Drow city of Arindalin is ruled by the Drow House of Nearth. The Drow House of Nearth also has a first sister, a second sister, a matron mother, all of those names that you heard before. But the important issue is that the Drow House of Nearth does not have a firm grasp on the power in the city because there's 2 other forces. There is a cult of Gaunador, the Ooze god, and secondly, there's a cult of Vedrun, the Drow male god, that are vying for power. And during this time, the Drow, the person that was previously the head of the Drow house, her name was Lythrana. She's the matron mother. She's disappeared. The rumor says that she's in a demon-wed pits in the personal service of the goddess Loth herself. So in her stead, the first sister, her name is Malice, was ruling. Malice is the person that kind of holds all the contracts because nobody else here is a drow and nobody else here is worthy of being inheritor of the House Nearth. Everybody here is a mercenary or contractor to House Nearth, and everybody here has something that House Neirth has that they want. You don't. Generally, nobody here is really like good. We're not trying to do good things. Everybody here is pretty selfish, and we're trying to put things in our favor for our own ends. This is an evil campaign. So, from your perspective, you have been away. You are from the same gnomish village. You're deep gnomes, so you guys live underground. You don't really go to the surface. You're from the same gnomish village as the other gnome in this party. His name is Daga. I believe he's your cousin. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, so now I need to ask something from you. Tell me a little bit about who's your character? Who is he and what is he about? Like, from your perspective. You make something up that you're playing. And then
from my perspective...
Yeah.
I am a cousin to who was that Durat?
His name is Daga. Daga.
Oh, Daga.
Daga's yeah. He's your cousin. You guys grew up together. You know each other very well.
And I'm still trying to find myself. I've just been kind of wandering around on my own, and ran into my cousin, and decided to join up, and go and reach some people. Well,
from your perspective, you were back in your village, and your cousin is well traveled. He's actually been to the surface world. I don't know if you've been there, but he's been there a lot, and he's been kind of traveling around. And for one reason or another, he's kind of been absent for the last couple of months, and you're not really sure where he went. You're living far away from Arindalin, and at some point, a couple of days ago, a letter comes to you, written by Daga, and the letter asks you to come to the Drow city of Arindalin and assist him. The letter talks about how he's been put together in a group with some crazed Durgar. They're very unhinged, they're murderous, and he needs somebody to watch his back.
Right.
Lest these Durgar turn on him and kill him. In the letter, he also says that you guys are he is trying to accomplish something. He doesn't want to specify what in this letter, but it's imperative that he stays here in the city of Arindalin in the service of the Drow house. But he's alone here, and he needs your help to watch his back. Otherwise, these crazed Durgar, murderous Durgar, may kill him. And he doesn't want, he says he needs, there's some strength with a second pair of eyes. So you decide, well, you need some more adventure, you need some more something to do. You travel down
Blood is thicker than water.
You travel down to Arindalin. And you go to the you find the Temple of Loth, which is the head of the city. And given that you were given an invitation, you're allowed in. You enter the Temple of Loth, and as you arrive, you see your cousin Daga. He's standing there. He is in a party with 3 gray elves. Now, gray elves and gnomes, traditionally, they haven't always gotten along very well because they fight for resources. Both gnomes and gray elves, the Durgar, they're both kind of tinkerers, forgers. They both like to mine very lucrative ore. When you find a very lucrative piece of ore, there's often a scramble for them. So you always had a kind of a touchy relationship with these Durgar. And now there's 3 of them standing right next to your cousin. Also, there seems to be some serious drama going on here, because there is a female drow that is sitting on a throne. She appears to be the head of the whole establishment just by the way she's carrying herself. And you find out by some passerbys that her name is Second Sister Jezra Neirth. But she has renamed herself First Sister because the previous First Sister was just assassinated. Your brother and the other Durgar are sitting there, and they are. It appears that they are working for her. They are either mercenaries for her, or they have some sort of contract. You're not sure. You just arrived. And she's sitting there in the middle of the Temple of Loth. She's sitting on a throne. It's a big audience chamber. There are drow warriors wearing adamantine mail, drow adamantine lined on both sides with weapons brandished. And also you see that just on the way up to the temple, the streets are flowing with blood. There are people dead on the ground, drow and all other various races, Durgar alike, just murdered on the streets. There are footprints everywhere. There's a thick smell of undead throughout the streets. Like something really catastrophic has just happened. And as you get there, the two drow guards bring in this man, and they drop him on the ground of the audience chamber, clearly a prisoner. And the first sister, Jezra, she looks at him with this stinging hatred, and she says, "Bow, maggot." And he doesn't look like he wants to bow, but that's okay because one of the guards kicks him in the back of the head, and he falls onto the ground, forcing him to bow. And she says, "So you are Kless, the head of the cult of Gaunator." Or Gaunator. I can't even pronounce it.
I asked her if I should chop his head off.
She holds up a hand. She says, "You may chop everything off when it's time, but I need information." And Kless kind of looks up at her, and he says, he just kind of spits out a big chunk of blood and guts. And he says, "Just because you killed all of us doesn't mean you're going to win, you witch." She looks at him, and she just angrily begins to cast a spell. It's a spell that causes a lot of pain but doesn't kill him. He screams in agony for a good 5 minutes while you guys are sitting there watching her torture him, and then she finally stops. And she turns to him and she says, "So, you successfully infiltrate my house. You manage to dominate my most loyal drow guards, and you assassinate the head of House Nearth." She says, if I weren't about to chop you to little pieces, I'd almost be impressed." And Kless just kind of turns to her hatefully. She casts a zone of truth right on top of him. He is too weak to even resist it. She says, "First, you will tell me, what means did you use to dominate my drow guards? How did you infect them with myconid spores?" And then Kless, you can see him trying to really fight it off, like he doesn't want to tell her, but he can't because he's got a zone of truth around him. He says, "Our Lord and Savior, Exanthiard. New spores evolving." She says, "Interesting. This Exanthiard you speak of, where is he?" Kless says, She is in," and he tries to bring his hand up to try to choke himself to death, and the guard forces his hand away. and takes a dagger and drives his hand into the ground so he can't do it, to force him to answer the question. And he says, "The forest of forgetting." So Jezra looks to one of her stewards, kind of to see if he knows where the forest of forgetting is. And the steward says, it is a myconid forest far to the east of the Shinelands. And then Jezra says, "How did you break through our defenses? All of our magical wards. How did you break through invisibly without being seen?" And Kless, just forced to answer the question, says, "I am infected. My mind is not my own. Not magic. Undetectable by wards." Jezra says, "Interesting." And almost emotionlessly, she looks at you, Durak, and nods. "Have your fun."
I swing one big magical axe right at his freaking neck and tap.
His head pops off and rolls right to Jezra's feet. He's got the open mouth expression on his face. And as he does, as the head kind of lands there, you notice that what's spilling out of his skull is not all blood. A lot of it is this purplish fungal spore.
Somebody burn it.
The stewards come and start and gather the remains and get it and make sure it's properly disposed of.
Then I say some foul words and I kick his body in the ribs.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a way I could try and capture some of the spore in an empty potion bottle?
Sure. You can go. You go over there, and you collect some of this purple goop.
Okay.
She said. So Jezra kind of looks at all of you, and she says, It appears that my vengeance is not complete, and it will not be complete until we destroy this Ilexanthiard. She looks at you. I mean, you guys are her loyal servants, and you have pretty much put her where she is, as the head of the Drow house. And she looks at you kind of very approvingly, and she says, "I believe the perfect people to do so are you, the most accomplished servants of House Nearth." He says, "But I cannot send out a Drow war party that is not headed by a Drow." So, and she whispers to one of her stewards in the ear, and he runs off. And he comes back with your good friend Triss. Remember Triss?
Yes.
The guy that you are conspiring with to ultimately possibly kill her as well. She says, "Triss Vilspar, you are an accomplished warrior. You are of excellent breeding." She says, "It is quite a shame that under my sister's rule you were relegated to nothing more than a concubine. So starting today, you will be a general of House Nearth, and you will see to it personally that Ilexanthiard is destroyed." Triss bows and says, "Yes, First Sister Jezra." So she gives you the quest to go to the fungal forest of forgetting and destroy this Ilexanthiard, the ultimate lord and savior of this ooze cult that has managed to actually assassinate Malice Nearth, of course with your assistance, but they don't know that. Any comments or questions at this point before you guys have dismissed?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
So as you guys walk out of the audience chamber, Triss says, we head out tomorrow morning. And you guys are dismissed back to your quarters. And of course, Hugo, now you have the opportunity to meet, to talk to your cousin.
I'll introduce him to the group and let him know that, from my understanding, he is an accomplished outdoorsman and should offer a lot of good assistance to our war party.
Valric looks at the group and says, "Outdoorsman in the caves in these depths, ha!" and laughs.
Well, it does take a lot of skill to survive in the Underdark. It's pretty damn treacherous. You know, you step in the wrong puddle and you're roped by a roper beast or something. So, you guys, if you need to do shopping, I believe the shops are all open, or any other types of preparation before we head off tomorrow.
John, did we ever get our money from last week?
I believe you did. Yeah, because you guys got you just got gold showered on you after that.
Yeah. Okay.
After that quest you accomplished. So let me see. It should. Let me check your party sheet. I believe I distributed it.
Okay, so this is what we should have then.
You should have several thousand gold. Everybody should have several thousand gold.
I don't remember what I bought, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, I see your gold. Yeah,
something.
Yes, it was distributed. It was distributed. Some of you might have spent a lot of it, but it was definitely distributed. Well, that's what happens. You spent your gold on the shiniest item, and then you're broke.
Yeah.
Hey, John, can you see why my hit points are only 25?
Why are your hit points 25? Let me see.
Oh my god.
It shouldn't be 25. Do you know offhand what the numbers should be? You can. I mean, you calculate it. Level 1 ranger gets the full set of hit points, and then every level thereafter gets 1/2 plus your constitution. And if you have anything else that adds hit points, you add that too. Okay, let's calculate it. I don't know why your hit points. See, the character builder sometimes does some somersaults. I was building a Pathfinder character. It took me 4 hours to build a level 3 character. 4 hours. Like, you open the book and there's 18 pages of feats in like size 2 font. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? And you know, you can just go online and just download some pre-made character, but you have no idea how anything works on the character. All right, so you are a D10 on your hit dice. So let me do a calculation. Your constitution bonus is 1, so you start off with 11. That's at level 1. That is 6 plus 1 per level. So it's 7 times 13 plus 11. You are 102 hit points. So I'll just reset that. Are your ability scores
That looks
okay?
a little bit better. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, because I'm looking at your ability scores. Typically, we would expect them a little bit higher at your level. Because, I mean, your dex is 15. That's kind of low. Did you take feats? What did you...
I just follow that wizard and...
Oh, yeah. The wizard is limiting. So, you need... So, let me check. Let me do a quick check. At level 14... you have 1, 2, 3 ability score improvements. So you can either take feats, or you can improve your abilities 6 points. However you want to do it. That's up to you. But there's a lot of other stuff that I'm not paying attention to. Like you have Vanish at level 14. I don't even know what that is. Let me see what I'm not even sure what Vanish is. Starting level 14, you can use the hide action as a bonus action. And there you go. It's sort of like being a rogue. Also, you can't be tracked by non-magical means. So, I mean, just fixed, just redo your abilities. You have 6 points to potentially add to your abilities. That unless you want to take feats, which, you gotta go through the feats, too, and import them. But I recommend, when you get the time, just take a quick glance at the 5e Ranger, at the book. And just make sure that you know all the stuff you can, because if you're not paying attention, you're gonna have some cool skills and you'll never use it. Oh, by the way, I fixed your character in the campaign too. Your hit points were too low. You needed a lot more hit points than you were playing with.
Oh, okay.
But the most important thing is just give yourself some ability point, because those ability scores look kind of low.
Yeah, I'll have to go. I'll add to the dexterity.
Yeah, if you're a ranger, you definitely want to pump your dex to max to 20.
I can add.
You can add up to 6 ability points.
And then that gives me 2 more. Strength help a ranger any?
Not really, unless you're using a strength-based weapon. Yeah, no, the ranger's abilities, most important ability is dex. All around. Second most important ability is more like wisdom, because the ranger spells require wisdom.
So we'll do this.
Yeah, and then the third one would probably be constitution.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, because if you have a low wisdom, I mean, at level 14, honestly, it barely matters because your proficiency is +5. So it doesn't make that big of a difference as it used to. But if you have lower wisdom, your spells aren't going to be as good as a ranger, and you won't have as many spells as well either. Constitution is good overall. Yeah, strength really doesn't do much for a ranger at all, unless you want to be the kind of ranger that wields a strength-based weapon, which most rangers don't. 99.99% of the rangers I've seen wield like a scimitar or a short sword or something along those lines, if they do wield a melee weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I see rangers, they actually dump stat their strength and just leave it at 8, so they can have put the points elsewhere. But I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, because your proficiency bonus is pretty high at this point.
And then I was going to ask about my spell slots. They're not showing up on my sheet. I don't know what I did wrong.
Let me see. I see your spell slots.
It's showing.
Oh, because you're in preparation. Here. That look better?
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. Because, you see those 2 buttons on the bottom, mode and display?
No, is that?
Yeah, you just
fiddle
with those buttons until you get what you're used to.
Now, will that be the known spells? Because that's what I put up there. Or is the spell slots different?
Your gnome spells are independent of your ranger spells.
So I need to change the spell shots. I don't think I should have that many spell slots.
As a ranger, you do. Rangers are full spellcasters.
Okay. 8 first level spell slots.
8 is kind of weird.
That should be
no, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see.
Yeah, because I was looking in the sheet and I don't see where it shows the actual number of slots.
On the sheet on the right side of your character progression sheet, at level 14, you have 4 level 1 slots, 3 level 2 slots, 3 level 3 slots, and 1 level 4 slot. Yeah, that spell progression looks a little weird. Hold on. Did you manually alter these?
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably why. Okay, I'll fix it. 3, 3, 1, 0. There you go. So that's what your spell slots look like.
And where does that show that on the class page? So I know the next time.
Oh, just on the right side. So on the class page, you see there's that chart that says level what you get at level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. You see that?
Yeah.
All the way on the right side of the chart, you'll see the spell slots. So rangers are not full casters. I'm sorry, they're like 2/3 classes. I guess they're not the half class that like an Eldritch Knight is, but they're not like a full caster getting to level 9 spells. They get to level 5 spells. So I guess they're like a 2/3 caster. But their spells are very different than the spells. You know, their spells are more like ranger-oriented spells, like the.
So I know 8 spells total, but my spell slots are.
You might know
4,
more
3,
because
3,
your wisdom
1.
was lower before. Let me see how many spells you know.
I'm still a noob at this. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. That's okay. It should say how many spells you know from the chart. So the chart says you know 8.
It says 8.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
So, yeah, 4 first level.
Ranger's not a super complicated class once you get going. They're pretty straightforward.
I wanted to do something different.
Yeah, they're pretty straightforward class. They're not super complicated. In my opinion, they're underpowered. They're the real underpowered class of 5th edition. But I think the playtest is adding good stuff to the Ranger to make it better.
Oh, I need arrows.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me start you with some arrows.
Oh, it says 20. I see 20.
No. I'm gonna give you. Hold on. You need a quiver of an Eloa. You have unlimited regular arrows, so don't worry about ammunition. Plus, you get some magical arrows. I'm gonna give you 10 mat plus 1 arrows, so you can choose to use those arrows. They'll give you a little bit of a boost. But in terms of normal arrows, your level 14 ranger, you should not be lugging around the big quiver. So you got magical arrows that are unlimited ammunition for normal arrows.
I got you.
Yeah, just because you got to be brought up to speed with everybody else. All right, anybody else? Any other kind of housekeeping stuff?
Nope.
Good.
So, actually, yeah, do have a question, John.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can buy, a potion we can buy, or do whatever to protect us from these spores?
Well, you don't know enough about these spores. Does somebody want to go and examine them?
Yeah, so I took a vial of it, obviously.
Yeah, does somebody have a acceptable survival or medicine skill to examine these spores?
I have a +10 to medicine.
You can roll your medicine then.
In the tower?
Yeah, because you don't know if I'm lying to you when I tell you stuff.
I'm gonna just roll a d4 as well for my guidance.
Okay. So you start examining these spores, you take them out, you start mixing them with different types of reagents to see what their properties are. So apparently, the spores that leaked out of that guy's skull, they're already dead. Because once the spores activate and symbiose or parasitize its host, then the spores are no longer infectious and can't infect anybody else. The spores have to come from there's a different type of source that spreads the infection out. So you know that if you encounter somebody's infected with the spore, you can't get infected that way. But if there has to be some sort in order for it to get infected by the spore, there has to be some sort of originating like mushroom or fungus that is letting the spores out. Now, whether that fungus is like a walking myconid or the fungus is just some fungus growing in the ground, you're not going to be able to know.
Would I know if I do a nature check on that?
You wouldn't be able to just know that that's the spore that's infecting you, just because. But if you do a nature check and you look around the mushrooms, you'll be able to identify something that you just don't recognize. So maybe you can.
When I get there?
Yeah. When you get there, well, right now there's nothing to look at, because all you have are just kind of parasitized spores inside this drow's brain. So these are kind of, they're already dead and they can't infect anybody. But the way that the spores look before they infect you and what they are, you don't have a sample of that. You don't know where exactly that is from.
Well, I guess I was asking you because I assumed that the queen Jezra would have had her best people looking at this stuff, seeing the best way to protect themselves against it or destroy it.
Well, the problem is when they look at it, they realize that this is a novel organism. This is not something that has been documented in the past. And like Kless had said, he said something about evolving. They said that the spore deeply resembles myconid physiology, and you guys already knew that when you examined the original assassins. Right. So this is myconid in origin. However, it does not behave like myconids because myconids typically don't infect somebody who's living. They can infect dead tissue and grow fungus out of it, but they can't just go ahead and just infect people who are walking around living and mind control them. This is something that's entirely new. So you guys do recognize that. You see some myconid stuff, you're kind of getting suspicious that there's something dangerous going on.
So obviously this is new. Not that myconids are
no,
new.
Myconids have been there forever, but this is a new organism. This is a new.
With that being said, though, John, I guess the question John was asking, the other John was asking, was that through our medicine, I don't know, through some of our classes, maybe perhaps like a cleric, myself, or some of the other drow within the city, is there a way that we can study this and come up with a makeshift resistance to this or something like that along that nature with what we know already? Can we synthesize something?
I can let you try. Sure. This is going to be a multi-roll skill check, but you guys can certainly try. Tell me how you want to do it. So you have a sample of this dead spore tissue. Tell me,
Okay.
what process? How do you want to be trying to do this? You want to go pray to your god? It depends on what check you're going to roll.
Well, since my brother Durak brought it up, do you want to take the lead on this and
Yeah, I
recommend
can
something?
actually. I would like to do a ritual and talk to my totem beasts, which I can do. I can do
Sure.
a ritual, and it says they'll come down and give me the answers that I seek.
In what way? Is he like one of those cryptic dudes that gives you like one-word answers?
Well, I'm totem of the beast.
Uh-huh.
So whatever animal, because I got one bear.
Yeah, but they usually
I
describe how the animal delivers information. How the like, for instance, if you do that thing where you throw
or weasel.
Yeah, you throw chicken bones into whoa or whip. Like, those are very vague answers. Or you can you're talking directly to a god that's just telling you exactly what you need to know.
Well, it's my totem spirit,
All right.
so it's pretty much like a spirit, less than a god, but more than a
Let me take a quick peek at the description of your totem spirit, and we'll see how your totem spirit.
I have all three. I have a bear. I also have a wolf and an eagle. So I have all three of them that I can talk to.
What is the ability called?
I am looking it up. Is it level?
Spirit Seeker.
Spirit Walker. Spirit Walker.
Okay, at third level, you gain.
level 10.
Okay, Spirit Walker. At 10th level, you can cast the Commune with Nature spell as a ritual. Okay, so it's based on the Commune with Nature spell. Let me look that up.
And obviously, this doesn't have to be the only thing. Like, we can do a joint thing.
No. What I'm gonna ask for is a multi skill check roll. You're gonna roll several checks to see if you can pass it, because of the difficulty of what you're trying to do. Okay, so you briefly become one with nature. You gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area. So terrain, bodies of water, ants, plants, and animals, powerful celestials, influence from other planes of existence. Okay, so I'll take the issue, the question about prevalent plants, minerals, and animals. This is the kind of check you'll be rolling here is a wisdom. Sounds like a wisdom kind of thing. Let me see if any skills apply. Do you think any skills apply to what you're rolling here?
Well, to me, I would think it would be nature, right? Because they are spores. So I would think it's either survival or nature, to be honest with you.
You know what? You commune with your animal spirits, and the wolf shows up, and the eagle shows up, and that bear, the bear also, right? They all show up. They show up in front of you, and they are these ethereal animals, and they're kind of looking at you. And then the eagle looks at the wolf, and the wolf looks at the eagle, and the bear gets mad at them, and they're fucking fighting. So, what I want from you is an animal handling roll.
Okay.
And add a D4.
And add a D4?
Yeah, you can add a D4. Okay, that's very nice, very nice. So that's one of the 3 I'm looking for in a skill check. What are you gonna do, Dowrick?
What am I gonna do?
No, you've done your roll. You've done your roll.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell once I get the 3 skill checks, I'll tell you, and I'll give you a result.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking about doing the what is that? That commune thing with my deity.
All right, so you're gonna ask that your deity is this tarantula-looking thing. That's not your deity, but that's your deity's avatar.
Oh yeah. And basically, I was just gonna ask.
Oh yeah, bring a giant spider to the mix with a bear, a wolf, and an eagle.
Well, it's invisible. Don't worry. I know. But I'm trying to think about the best way to do this, because I'm also trying to find out where the fuck it. Excuse me. Where it is on the.
It's okay to curse once in a while. Sometimes we get.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to figure out what the ability was again because I want to read it and understand I'm using it correctly.
Well, it's your ability. You see, it's one of your your ritual spells, right?
Actually, yes, it is a ritual.
The commune spell.
But I don't see it on unless it's in my domain. Spells or it's channel divinity or divine.
But I remember you did this before.
Yeah.
See, this is the challenge sometimes when you're playing these high levels. You forget all your abilities. Let me take a look.
Hey, it gets pretty rare that we ever get up to this level.
Well, that's the point of these adventures. Is I want to enjoy high level gameplay. It takes more preparation, but you know what? It's infuriating that they give us all these abilities at high levels and nobody ever uses them because most campaigns end at like level 10.
Yeah, exactly.
But high level games are just hard to run, you know, because of these issues. Not so much as to overpower, just these issues, like where people, you know, just trying to figure out what people can do.
It's not divine intervention because that's
No, that's a D100 roll.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not augury, is it? Augury is that wheel or woe thing with the chicken legs.
Yeah, I don't think that actually.
It might be augury.
I think it's just to spell commune.
Commune, you're saying?
Yeah, but you don't have to spell commune.
Yeah, no, I had something else.
Ah.
To be honest with you, originally I was thinking about doing something with the like I guess healing, like a healing skill, or sorry, medicine. Doing something along that, or
you have a spell where you can host a wedding.
Yeah, ceremony you're talking about.
Yeah, what the hell? I've never seen that.
You never saw that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
Can you host like a bar mitzvah?
Definitely, why not?
It's a wedding, right?
I mean, my deity is Jesus Christ. Oh my God, imagine.
No, people get pissed off if you try to do that.
Well, I could do Horus or you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Horus is fine. No, you're not really allowed to do gods that are currently worshipped. Like you can't say my deity is Allah. That would be a little bit offensive to people.
A lot of people still worship Thor and Odin. So.
I think that they do it ironically. Honestly, I know they are
people who are legit Norse Viking.
But I know those people. But I have those people. They still it's not like they were like born into it. It's like they decided that they wanted to look into it later on and.
No, I hear you. I was looking at the ceremony one. Seeing if that can
and I don't think those people actually wouldn't be offended if we used Thor
probably
in
not.
this game.
I don't think they appreciate the Marvel depiction of Thor though.
Probably not.
But what about if can I do some sort of a
the closest I can find is an augury. Augury is that same thing as like you throw a chicken bone. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, but I don't think that was it. And I know what it was because I told you it the first time, and you were like, "Yeah, that'll work," and you read it with me. Well, I'll tell you. Now I can't. Oh, there we go. Shouldn't be a level 7. It should be an earlier spell.
Can't you just do a ritual and talk to your deity? You are a cleric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this particular. How about divination? Is that the spell?
It might be. What is borrowed knowledge?
I have no idea.
I can't open it. I don't know where it's from. It's saying that I don't have the library module.
Oh, again? What library module is it looking for?
I'm You might not allow the spell. I don't know. I pulled it, but it just says SACOC.
Oh, that's no good.
What the hell is that? It's a level 2 spell.
No, SACOC is Strixhaven.
Yeah, no.
Strixhaven is full of broken spells.
Alright, I'll take that out.
I think it's read divination. Divination is a level 4 spell. It sounds a lot like divination.
Well, he's a cleric, so he gets all the spells anyway, right?
And it's a ritual, yeah.
Yeah, but he had certain spells in his character sheet.
Yeah.
Because all the spells would be just way too much. You'll never be able to load that character sheet.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. It may be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion.
Okay, so it's sort of like you're predicting the future. That's sort of what this spell does.
So I would say something like that, or
All right, so you can use that. What are you kind of trying to ask here?
well, it says concerning you ask a single question concerning a specific goal. So that would be a ritual, obviously, that I would be doing, but I guess I would ask, how do I figure out a way to harness or resist this fungal spores?
Okay, roll me a religion on that to interpret the answer that you're giving.
Okay, this and then this.
Okay, very good. And I need a third one.
From one of us.
I don't care if it's from one of you again, but
Ranger?
I just need a third.
Religion,
Yeah,
I
I need a third skill check.
No, not the religion. It would be a different type of skill
Yeah.
check in how we're doing this. So like,
I would say have Hugo roll like survival or nature or something.
So everybody goes over and looks at Hugo.
So I can't like do a +10 on a sleight of hand or stealth.
Well, you have to tell me how you're going to try to solve this problem with your sleight of hand skill.
Okay.
If it doesn't make sense, you
okay.
can't roll.
I would say the only way I would do sleight of hand would be if you're trying to, do something, once again, medically, like you're trying to split things apart quickly to, you know what I'm saying? If you came up with something like that.
That's something, but
something.
that's generally covered with like a medicine check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hugo, you don't have survival?
Well, he probably does, but the question is, what are the
+1.
Oh, Jesus, as a ranger?
As a ranger?
well, you don't. I think you don't have to take proficiency in survival as a ranger. If you didn't take proficiency, obviously you're not gonna be good at it.
I would have stealth and survival.
Well,
What
it
is
could
it?
also be a spell too, though. Don't forget, It could be a spell, whether it's a ritual or something either.
Yeah, this is sort of your opportunity to kind of brainstorm and think about your character and how your character would try to help out in the situation. Because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to find out if there's a way we can concoct some sort of antidote or resistant potion to these fungal spores. Because you guys don't want to be infected with domination.
Right.
So I would say if you have like a summon spell for, beast or fae, something like that. I don't know, John, I don't know how you would rule this, but if he has speak with plants, that potentially could work because it gives them limited sentience and animation.
I would take speak with plants, but I don't think he has that.
I do not.
No, he statted himself out to be an ultimate archer, it looks like.
Yeah, I pretty much went defense and offense.
The spells he took are fire arrow, lightning arrow, stone skin.
Oh, jeez.
So what I'm doing is this is an opportunity for people who aren't just focused on let's be the best possible in combat and want to think outside the box, probably give everybody an advantage down the road. It's your time to shine. That's what I'm saying. How about what about you, Daga or Kargis? Do you guys have any ideas or anything you can offer?
I've got a spell that will help out.
Sure.
But that's kind of the only thing I'm thinking here. I'll put it in the chat. Here's what I'm thinking that would help out.
Air bubble.
Yeah, it's a first level artificer spell.
So
How would that?
you create the globe is filled with
basically
air.
an air helmet.
Yeah, basically you put a little bubble of air.
Oh, that's
that
pretty
lasts 24
cool.
hours
You know
on your
what?
head.
You're pretty sure that if you have an air bubble, you can probably resist breathing in the spore because it's an air purification system, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, you're pretty
That's
confident.
the only thing I had.
You know what? You don't have to roll. I'll just take that spell that you have.
Okay.
I'll accept that spell that you have as your contribution to the skill challenge. After consulting with your spirit animals and also consulting with your deity, your spirit animals make it very clear to you that all of these spores come from one single source. Find that single source and destroy that source, and all these spores will die. They make it very clear to you there's no mistake. You rolled a crit on your animal handling. Your animals are like so the bear is like the eagle is like doing a dance with the bear. You got them trained perfectly. Yeah, they make it very clear. As for you, Thauric, unfortunately your god is not very clear, and he says he can predict that in the future you will come into contact with these fungal spores, and chances are you might get infected. That's all he tells you.
Okay.
You're definitely going to come in contact with it, with the trajectory that you're headed now, and definitely there's a chance that you guys are going to get infected. As for the air bubble, you're pretty confident that this air bubble will protect you from breathing in any spores. From the way they describe this spell, it's an air filtration system where you can't breathe in any spores, so you can't get infected. So that's the information that you got from that skill challenge. I say it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Done
John.
your little voodoo magic over there?
John, it was commune. It was commune. He was right.
Yeah.
It was commune. Yeah, so you using the well, I mean, besides that, I mean, I think your god is telling you that
Both work in either cases. Rituals.
You're going to clash with the source of this fungal infection soon, as you go down the trajectory of heading towards the fungal forest of forgetting. And the scribes in the Drow house have identified where it is. You're heading this way. Far to the west of the Shardlands is where the fungal forest lies. It's a colony of myconids. Generally, they don't bother anybody, and nobody bothers them. They just kind of they're pretty isolated, and there's no resources there, so the Drow don't have no reason to go and raid them. Myconids make terrible slaves, and they're very difficult to keep and feed. So the Drow are not even interested right now. But now that you realize that Ilxanthiard, this presence, this woman, whoever it is, is there and now has developed some means to infiltrate the Drow House of Nearth. The Drow are very interested, and they are sending their best agents, which is you guys, to go over there and eliminate this threat. Triss is going to be assigned to be the commander, because they're not going to send a Drow raiding party without a Drow in it.
Fair enough.
So he temporarily joins you guys. So the next day arrives, and you guys leave Arindalin with all your supplies packed, ready to traverse the Underdark and get over to the colony. So it's going to take about a day and a half, and you guys are just moseying on along in the winding tunnels lit by these phosphorescent fungi and mushrooms through the Underdark. And as you're going on your way, kind of Triss strikes up a bit of a conversation with you. Now, you guys have already, you've already been talking to him, and you've conspired to end the House of Nearth. And you are all in agreement on that. He talks to you about the Soul Rivener that you guys have brought to Arindalin, Radka. And he says she is in complete control of the undead. He says she pretends to do whatever Jezra says, but upon my command, the undead will turn on her and overwhelm her. She says when the time is right, we must destroy Jezra as well. And he kind of looks at all of you. He says, "You've seen how much she's changed just by the lust of power." He says, if you think she's bad, you know, the matron mother will be worse. But we might be able to play this even more to our advantage, because it is undoubted that once we fully eliminate the threat from Ilixanthiard, her next sights are going to be on her mother. She is going to depose her mother and try to become matron mother herself and gain the full favor of Loth. She says if she is to fight her mother, they might weaken each other and give us the perfect opportunity to destroy them both. And he kind of looks at you to see your thoughts on it.
Well, I don't imagine any course of action other than her coming to blows with her mother. However, what then? Once they're both out of the picture, where do you see yourself?
I see a new beginning. I see a city that is not ruled by the tyranny of the Spider Queen. Rather, a city that is ruled by rules, by laws, by representation.
By representation or by your word?
He looks. He says, "I've been a second-class citizen. I've been a concubine. I've been less than dirt my entire life. You know, it is about time that we rule the city based upon our strength and our merits, not based upon how we were born." He says, "Surely you must agree with me. You're not even Drow." He says, "You will never be anything more than a mercenary or servant to Drow under their rule." He says, "I propose that we begin a city that is not ruled by Drow or any other single race, but ruled by whoever shows the most worth."
Well, before all this, I couldn't give two shits about that. However, I understand why you would feel this way.
He looks at you. He's like, "Then why are you working for House Nearth?"
As I've stated before, my brother and I are in search of an anvil for our people, and we would like to find this anvil. We believe that the first sister had something to do with it going missing, but obviously, as you know, we can't go out there and just say this.
He looks at you and says, "I completely understand. It is the way of the Drow to hold whatever is most dear to you on a string in front of you like a carrot on a stick. so you follow them always. He says, if you think Jezra will give you the anvil where malice will not, then you are living a pipe dream. He says, the only chance you have at retrieving your item is to destroy all of them.
Well, be that as it may, I would have to proposition you where I would like a safe space for my clan here, perhaps to live amongst the drow in this new world order, and with a more of a sense of purpose or authority, as you have said.
Triss puts out his hand and he says, that is exactly what I had in mind. He says, I don't think that we should rule based on the tyranny of Loth. And you can see, like, there's this like this sickening idealism in his eyes. You know, this is you start realizing that this guy means it. I mean, this guy is actually possibly of good alignment. It's kind of making you sick.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta take my dog out real quick.
He definitely has high morals, that's for sure.
Now, is the Soul Rivener with him and us?
No. The Soul Rivener is now property of Jezra. So she kept her with him, but it appears that she had the Soul Rivener call off the undead after the undead came and destroyed half the town.
Okay. I want to ask him, do you truly believe you can control the Soul Rivener, or that she really listens to you?
You know, Triss kind of looks at you. He's like, I know she's evil, but you know, I just look at her and I can't help but just think that she's just a girl. She's just a young girl that was in the wrong place at the wrong time under demonic influence. I don't think that she's hungry for power. I think that she just wants a place to belong. And you can see this idealism in his eyes, like, you know, these little butterflies flying in his eyes. You can roll an insight.
Me?
Yeah. You're talking to him.
Okay, let me see where it is. Here we go. In the tower, right?
Yeah. You think he's pretty naive. You think that he is actually taken by the fact that she's a little girl and possibly does not recognize how evil she is and how destructive of a force she can be.
Yeah,
And actually, before you guys even head out, you see Triss, and you know he's kind of to himself in a corner, you know, not wanting anybody to see him. But you see he was burying his unborn child. So you know that you get the sense that this drow may be too weak for the Underdark, and he may get swallowed up by it soon. Because of his he has these weak, frivolous morals.
yeah, he doesn't sound
Well,
belonging,
even
you know?
among evil people, you get, just like among the civilized good races, you get some real evil people. Among evil drow, once in a while you get somebody who is soft and good and moral. You guys probably are not quite as moral as he is, but it seems like you've gotten his trust because you know, he's conspired with you. But it sounds like he wants to do the right thing and get rid of the tyrannical influence of Loth in Arindolin.
He sounds kind of fucking nuts, because Soul Rivener isn't you know, anything that he's saying.
Yeah, from your insight, you think that he's smitten by the fact that she's a little girl, and he has recently lost his daughter, and he might be psychologically weak.
Yeah, definitely.
From your perspective, that's how I would describe it. So you guys continue on for the rest of the day, and you make camp just outside of this the fungal forest that you're supposed to get to. Right before you make camp, however, you guys hear a strange noise. Hold on. You hear, it sounds like... Where is this? It sounds like a gruff, like a dwarven kind of voice. And you hear him saying, "Back, you fiends! Back! And you hear some sounds of some sort of shoving, some sloppy, goopy noises. It's just behind a big pile of mushrooms that you guys are walking past. This is not the forest yet, so you're not expecting the myconid area yet.
I'll go over and investigate.
You going over stealthily or just walking over?
Stealthily.
Roll a stealth.
I will give you a roll.
Oh, you manage to slink off into the shadows, and you walk over. You turn the corner on the mushrooms, and you see a Dirgar. You don't recognize this Dirgar. He looks like this. And he's got these two scimitars out, and it looks like he is attacking these a big red pile of ooze, and looks like they're attacking him back. He looks pretty badly injured.
He's attacking ooze.
Yeah, it appears that there's these two big, disgusting red piles of ooze that are just attacking him, and he's slashing at them with the scimitar, not doing a very good job. Because it's a slashing weapon.
Yeah. So I go back and I tell my brother he needs help. He's fighting some moods where I'm not going to do a good job fighting them because I don't have anything that would be good to fight them with.
Well, I think I can help.
You just tell your brother, or you say it out loud?
I say it to all you guys, but yeah, I say it to all you guys.
So who wants to go over with the rest of the party?
I'll go.
Triss is not going to go because just per a drow rating party policy, he doesn't go out ahead. He still follows the policy, and plus he's too much to challenge rating.
Well, I would like...
Ready?
If those guys... Sorry.
No, I'll follow you.
No, I'm not going over. I was going to say, while you guys go over, I'm going to stay back and talk to Triss.
Okay, so whoever's involved in the combat, roll your initiative.
I'm going over.
I'll go over. Sure. I like a good fight.
Always the lowest.
All right. Triss should not have an initiative. He's over at the camp. Daga, you are first in initiative. So as you arrive, this is theater of the mind. As you arrive, you see this Dirgar being accosted by these two disgusting, blobby red oozes, and he's trying to fend them off. He looks like he's been burnt, badly injured already. You guys are just coming around the bend. There's Blood Ooze 3 and 4, and those are the two oozes.
I'll launch a firebolt at Blood Ooze 3.
I do have a picture of the ooze. Not that you need a picture of the ooze, but there it is.
It's red strawberry jam.
Yum.
A natural 1, unfortunately, that's low enough to miss.
I'll use my remaining turn 6 seconds to say, we're coming your way, make a hole. In Undercommon.
He looks at you and he's got this kind of a little bit of a crazed look in his eyes, like, who are ye? Hugo, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna use an action to unleash my Dragon's Wrath, my longbow, and it gives me a 30-foot cone of destructive energy.
You're not going to be able to do that without hitting this poor dude as well, so you got to target him as well. Theater of the mind, it's, we just we're not mentally trying to picture it out, just you can or you can't. 30-foot cone, you're gonna be hitting this guy too.
I'm gonna be hitting that other.
Yeah, not that you're not. I'm not saying you can't. I mean, but you.
Right.
You came to rescue him. Yeah.
Well, then I'm just gonna fire a fire arrow into the blood ooze. I guess that would be blood ooze number 6.
There's only 3 or 4.
Oh, I'm at initiative 6, so B3. Okay. Let me find my fire head. Or flames arrow. Sorry.
That's a hit. Plus 14 to your attack.
Nice.
$24 points of damage on the blood ooze.
For my bonus attack?
You have 2 attacks. That's not including the bonus action. That's just 2 attacks, for being your level. You might have 3 attacks. I don't remember. I don't know if the Ranger gets a 3rd attack. Anybody know?
No, I think they just get multi-attack at level 5.
Yeah, I know they get that. And then...
I think a ranger only gets 2 attacks.
Yeah, I don't think you ever get more than 2 attacks.
I think you can get bonus extras and stuff, but I'm not sure how you go down that path.
I think you get him as a feat.
You get bonus hide at it's called Vanish at level 14.
Yeah, it's only 2 attacks. That's all.
So it looks like they can respire. Just so everybody knows. And that was my 2nd attack.
Anything else on your turn? You have a bonus action, or you can move to the ooze.
Actually, I am going to hide.
All right, roll a stealth. I roll a perception. Your bad luck carries on with other characters, I guess. My perception was a nat 20 and your stealth was a 1. Oh. You failed to hide from the blood oozes. Not that you would know if you failed or not, but because you can't
Wow.
really. You can't argue without that kind of a roll. What are you gonna do? All right,
Yeah, I mean, that's one crit's a crit.
This crazed Jagar, he is just there's something just crazy look in his eyes. He's gonna try to do some slashing on the blood ooze, the one you just hit first. Whoops, I rolled damage without rolling. Well, it was gonna be 0 damage anyway, so I'm not even sure why I'm rolling. Why do I keep rolling this anyway? There we go. I shouldn't even roll for him because he's not damaging these blood oozes with a slashing weapon. He slashes the oozes and they split apart and they rejoin. Kargus, you're up.
I will step over to one of these blood oozes. Probably blood ooze number 3.
Kargus, from watching this dude, you realize that when these blood oozes are slashed, they take 0 damage and they just rejoin. So if you're trying to slash them, you don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
And they resist fire.
Okay. Then I will just step by and just watch the Drew Guard handle things himself. He got himself into trouble. I'm not gonna help with it.
Excellent. Balric, what do you got?
Alright, well, said that they're all next to each other, him and the 2 oozes, correct?
Yeah.
So an AoE would affect...
What kind of AoE? If you're coning, you're gonna hit all 3 of them. If you try to do a flame strike, you can probably get the 2 oozes and not him.
Would you say that the 2 oozes are next to each other?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because
but you're not gonna be able to shoot a cone and hit only the oozes.
Oh. I'm gonna use Toll the Dead and target both of them.
Okay, go ahead.
Because of the Reaper, right? So
yeah.
They have to, and I'll roll it for them. Let's see. I'm gonna untarget Durak. I don't know why. There. I'll target both 3 and 4 and roll the save.
That's 2 failures.
Okay, so 3 has been hit already. So I'm gonna do the 3d12.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, the blood ooze is completely immune to necrotic damage.
And
no, completely immune. You realize that the construction of this horrible Underdark ooze absolutely is made out of pure necrosis, and doing necrosis on it does nothing.
Okay, because if it was resistant...
No, it's not resistant, it's immune to necrotic.
Well, I guess that's all I can do then.
Alright, it's the blood ooze's turn. One of the blood ooze is going to continue to attack this wayward Durgar. Hits him with a Sudabod. 30 points. The other blood ooze is going to start slithering over to you, Balric, because you tried to attack. You tried to cast a spell on it. So blood ooze number 4 slithers over to you. Attempts to smack you in the face, but he rolls a nat 1. All right, Triss and Durak are not participating in this battle. We're up to Daga.
I'm gonna switch tactics, and a little mechanism pops out of my shoulder and shoots a lightning launch. Let's see if I can actually.
You have a gun?
roll something here. Yeah, well, kinda. It's a lightning launcher.
That's a hit. Blood ooze, absolutely not resistant to lightning.
And my second attack, I will fire another beam at it,
It's another hit.
but it isn't quite as powerful on the second one.
I believe it's Hugo's turn again.
Yep, I'm just going to use...
this tree using my slippers of spider climbing.
And I'm going to throw another arrow at it with my bow. Ooze number 3.
They don't like lightning.
It's a hit.
You destroy that ooze. It's a pile of mush on the ground.
I'll use my second shot at ooze 4.
Whoa, we have a critical hit. Very nice.
Nice.
35 points of damage. That ooze turns around and starts globbing its way towards
And
you.
I'm going to hide.
I will roll the ooze is perception. It appears you've hidden from the ooze. The ooze, I guess, slithers over and looks around, if it could look.
Says, where are you at? And I'll pass my turn.
The crazed Durgar chases after the ooze and slashes at it. I'm not bothering going to roll because the ooze is immune to its attacks. Cargus.
It looks like the new guy got this all handled, and
Cargus just sits there. Thaurik. Thaurik.
There we go.
Even rolling a nat 20, he still fails. Because your spell DC is so high. And he has a -2.
Ow.
What are you casting?
Sacred Flame.
Okay. Definitely not resistant to radiant damage.
Yeah, I figured as much.
This ooze, Thaurik, you're the closest thing in the way. It's gonna come try to pseudopod your face.
Bring it.
Misses. And we go back to the top of initiative with Daga.
Mechanism launches another bolt of lightning, a strong force, a stream of lightning.
That's a hit. 8 points of damage.
And a second one goes out,
That's a second hit.
blasting even harder.
Oh, the ooze is really badly mushed up. It's still moving a little bit. Hugo, you want to finish it up?
Yeah. I believe I'll come hiding. Will this be a surprise attack?
It's not surprise, it's advantage. Surprise is a different thing because that's like you have a whole turn.
Okay. I got you. So I have advantage.
Wow. 31. These numbers, man.
And he's dying.
I don't know why the ooze screamed. It's not supposed to, but okay. So you destroy these two oozes, and this Durgar kind of he's looking left and right. Something is very wrong with him mentally. He looks left and right. He has both his scimitars drawn. He's like, "Who be ye, enemies? Oh, vile ones, evil ones, drow." He looks at you, and he doesn't even seem to recognize that you are Durgar too.
Yeah, I speak in my Dwagar tongue, and I say, "Brother, calm down. What ails you?"
Persuasion check. You can have advantage, actually, because there's some Durgar stuff going on.
Okay.
All right. So, when you speak to him in his Durgar, in the Durgar tongue, that actually breaks some of this insanity for a couple of seconds. He looks at you completely confused, and he starts grabbing his head. Ah, it's in my head. It's in my head, brother.
What, the sport?
I don't know. There's a voice. It's telling me what to do. I can't help it. He drops to his knees, and he throws his weapons away so he doesn't go after his own weapons. And he's kind of he starts crawling on the floor. He's like, brother, you must save me sister. We came out together. Me sister Donna. Please, I'm not long for this world.
Where is she?
I lost her. We were coming from the forest. And he points to your destination, the fungal forest. We were coming out of the forest. And I forgot who I was. There was a voice in my head telling me what to do. I couldn't resist. I had to run away so I don't kill her. I don't know. She must still be there. He's kind of crumbling on the floor and like in tears.
We are heading that way, so give you my word that we'll look for her. From one Durgar to another.
He says, "Who are ye?" He says, "I'm Dargis. Dargis of the Stoneboar clan." And when he says Stoneboar clan, the Durgar, the two of you who are there, Durgar, you recognize the name Stoneboar. You guys, Thalric, you're from the Iron Fist clan. And Kargis, you're from the Grimforge clan. But you guys know of the Stoneboard clan. This was a clan that 50 years ago was extremely powerful, extremely prominent. They had a huge citadel, a Durgar citadel, right in the middle of the Drac Lake, which is, like a month's journey north. They were one of the most prominent Durgar clans because they had a really excellent vein of silver that they were mining and they were defending. However, it appears that they were raided by Drow 50 years ago. The Drow successfully destroyed them, destroyed their entire clan. And the few Stoneboar clansmen that remain have scattered and lived like scavengers outside, so they're kind of considered untouchables to the other Durgar, because the other Durgar, very, very superstitious, will not take in a clan that has failed. So that's how Durgar are. They're not like dwarves. They're like nasty dwarves. So this guy's like an untouchable. He's like they're considered pathetic because their clan was not able to defend its own.
So does that mean that my character would have a disdain for him immediately?
Well, your clan would. Your character is up to you. Your character could be different from your clan, and you could be somebody who might sympathize. Or maybe when you were young, you dated somebody from the Stoneboar clan. I don't know.
Oh, his...
No, it's up to you. I don't tell you how you feel.
No. Durak, how do you want to feel about this?
Durak's not here. He's talking. He's having a conversation with Triss.
No. I meant more along the terms of like, I would want to have a same opinion of this, my brother. But I'm assuming, I guess in my case right now, I would say that I would value the Durgar over all others, regardless of the clan, as long as we're not warring and they're not. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not warring. It's just that this clan is shame. It's shameful to be part of this clan, because when your clan fails and you get destroyed, it is an embarrassment, and you become an untouchable. You wander the wastes to die alone.
Well, let me ask you this: would lesser restoration help this guy?
You can do a medicine.
Medicine?
Yeah.
You do a where is that? Skills. There we go. Out.
So this guy crumples to the ground in tears, and you're able to kind of examine him. You look into his eyes, you look at in his mouth. You see some of that same purple slime kind of hanging around his mouth. You think that he's infected with that same stuff you're here to eliminate. But it appears that he's holding his own mental state. You were able to break him out of it for the time being.
Yeah, and since restoration says you touch a creature and can either end one disease or one condition, I'm assuming this would be poisoned. He's poisoned.
You don't think lesser restoration is enough? The spore changes the very nature of the host's brain. If done very early, if you try greater restoration, possibly, but you're not sure. But the problem is the entire issue with the spore, when you were researching it before, is that once it infects a host, the host himself begins to change, where he's no longer the host anymore. Now he's this symbiotic relationship with the spore. So this Durgar at this point is half myconid.
Well, would this be a disease in that case?
It's not a disease where lesser restoration would work so easily, because at this point it's too late. Maybe if it's done earlier, maybe.
Hold on, because that's a level 2 spell, and Greater's 5 and Heal is 6. Now you're saying that it's turning him into that. That sounds more like disease at that point.
The issue is it's not turning him. He's already half myconid. It's just he happens to be getting some. Just think of it like this: his race has changed him to half myconid.
Okay, so
it's no longer like a disease or anything like that. He has evolved.
I'm gonna call my brother over, but that's what I'm asking if he'll make a difference. But I'm gonna call my brother over, anyways.
He's told us what we need to know. Why waste our power further on him? Put him out of his misery at this point.
So he calls me over?
Yeah, you walk over and you see this pathetic Stoneboard dwarf, Stoneboard Dirgar, on his knees, kind of sobbing and crying.
And he's the one that you were just telling. So you said I recognize the name also?
You know the name, of course. Yeah, you know the name. You recognize this guy from the Stoneboard clan because he's wearing like a kind of armor that the Stoneboard would make. You know.
I take an axe to its skull.
That quick? No questions asked? I mean...
No, no questions asked. He's an embarrassment.
Hey, my train of thought was if we...
He's an embarrassment.
Hear me out on this. My train of thought...
No, I made a decision, brother. Stay out of this. He's an embarrassment. He died.
There's nothing I can do there. I just, that's up to you to talk him down if he wants to behead this pathetic fool.
Like I was saying, my train of thought was that if we saved him, we basically use him and say you need to earn your honor back and have him basically do our bidding.
Do you have a mean?
Part of the spore world.
He's already part of the spore world, so we don't have any antidote for this. So there is no cure, brother. So and I don't want some pathetic clan with me. I don't want to be associated with a pathetic clan. And at that second, as soon as I say that, I take an axe to his skull.
All right, well that's that.
As your axe chomps down, he looks you in the eyes, almost as if to thank you. And then his head rolls right to the feet of Thalric.
Where's his weapons at?
He has 2 scimitars. They are badly corroded and worthless. He's wearing a set of he's wearing a breastplate. At this point, it is old, it's weathered, it's non-magical. He doesn't have anything of value on him.
Nope.
I kick him in the ribs and I walk away.
He's got no coin?
He's got nothing.
He's pathetic and weak. That's what I say. I kick him in the ribs and I say he's pathetic and weak.
Yeah, he's broke too.
Yeah.
And I kick him in the ribs and walk away.
I just say to Durak, I agree with you.
Who are you? Are you a gnome or are you a...
No, he's the other Dirgar. He's the Grimforge.
I didn't know who was talking, that's all.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
No, that's Kargas. Kargas is the Dirgar. Daga is the gnome. Daga and Hugo are the gnomes.
I didn't know he was a Durgar. Okay.
I don't recognize the voices yet to know who's who.
Yeah.
No, that's why I have the That's why on the Discord I have the names light up, so it makes it easier because names get really hard after a while.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, my phone keeps going. If I don't use it, it keeps going off.
He mentioned that his sister is in the forest. If we see her, we should probably figure out where any of her other people are, and that way we can take what we need from them moving forward.
We don't want anything from them.
No, I mean more like if they've taken any supplies and stuff, we could take that from them. Things that might prove useful.
Everybody's
Okay.
got an air bubble halo except for our drow friend.
Everybody's got a what?
Oh, in that case, that gives me the perfect excuse for the drow to hang back and send you guys forward. He's keeping his challenge rating 13 to himself and staying back.
Yeah. Well, he can become one with the spore world also. He'll be our canary in the coal mine.
That's a good one. I like that.
Technically, he's your commander unless you betray him.
Well, I mean, I don't think none of us pledged loyalty to him. We just.
That's exactly
Well, you pledged.
It's not my command.
Technically you pledged loyalty to House Nearth, and he was assigned by Jezra, technically, but that doesn't mean you have to honor your
The
pledge.
Dwagar didn't agree with our people. We didn't pledge loyalty. We're there on an agreement from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah, so part of the missive is part of the missive in service of the Drow is to obviously, do what they say in terms of their command structure. But you don't have to, obviously, you can betray him. He's out here alone with you guys. Nothing's gonna stop you from killing him if you want to.
No, I think canary in the coal mine is the perfect thing. That was my idea, and his plan was to destroy House Nearth. That's what I pledged loyalty to, not him.
All right, so you're gonna tell him that when you get to you guys get to the edge of the fungal forest of forgetting.
No, I specifically cast the air bubble away from him.
Sure.
And I waited until Zurok came over to us and put it on him then. So, in theory, unless he was specking me out, hiding up in top of the mushroom, he wouldn't even notice.
He doesn't object to even you casting air bubbles on everybody except for him. But when you get there, right, he hangs back so you guys for you guys to go ahead, unless you have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the structure of the war party, right?
Yeah.
On the back.
Yeah. Unless you have a problem and you want to have a mutiny and send him in, you can do that. You guys definitely outnumber him, and you're pretty sure you can take him off. You can take him down if you ganged up on him. Even though he's a good warrior, but he's not that good.
My sexy queen appointed him, so I'm willing to follow him for now.
I want to go over and ask him, hey, why are you hanging so far behind?
He looks at you. He says, "This is standard procedure." He says, "I'm in command of this unit."
Standard procedure in a world that you're trying to change? I thought you said things are going to be different and you would be equal. Did you not? Why in this case?
So you're trying to speak reason to him. You can roll a persuasion.
Okay.
He doesn't seem kind of persuaded to go with you, and he says, well, he doesn't seem persuaded to go with you, and he says, you do make a good point. He says you do make a good point in terms of what I want to change and how I want things to be. But at this time, before we play our hand, we must keep up the same appearances. And besides, he says you four are the most capable fighters for House Nearth I've ever seen.
You're trying to change the subject here. I didn't ask you to blow smoke up my ass. And truthfully, I find it kind of contradicting the way you're acting, especially when there's nobody out here to see us. But you do your thing, and I guess we'll do ours. I'll remember this as well.
Are you is it like a threat kind of way, or are you just kind of telling him, yeah, I don't really like you too?
I'm just telling him I don't like the.
Oh, I'm asking if you're trying to intimidate him to go up.
Not really. No.
Okay.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
I mean, am I wrong here?
No,
Yes.
I agree. I don't support black in the back at all. So.
Well, right now, I don't know if there's spies out here or anything, so I think we should keep the formation that what typical Drow would do. Because if we are going to join him, we want to make it believable as possible, because if there are spies, which there's spies all over the place, you know, or somebody does happen to say us, they're going to raise questions on saying, hey, why is he up front like that? That's just my opinion.
There's some truth to the words that you speak. However, I don't think there's anybody alive or their own mind in the forest that we're heading to right now. As you can see, this individual came running out, and basically his mind was gone. Albeit he's from a weak clan and a weak person, but I doubt that there. You know, we're gonna come more into. We're gonna see more of these Drow, Durgar. It's never been.
Yeah. We're dealing with forces we haven't dealt with before.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that they don't seem. It doesn't seem like there's going to be that many people of their own mind or volition where we're heading. It seems like they're going to be infected and controlled by a bigger or different entity, whatever's controlling these spores. A hive mind, perhaps.
After seeing two of these spore-controlled people dispatched, did the spores try and actually leave the skull, or did they?
No, once you killed the host, the spores is just a purple goop leaking out. It's
They're
inert.
basically dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
So if you ate the purple goop, nothing would happen? It's dead?
What, from your studying of it, you don't think so, because it's not in an infectious state. It has some sort of infectious state where it can infect you, but once it does infect you, it changes your whole body to become a myconid, a half myconid, but it does no longer in an infectious state. So you don't think that eating the spores would infect you? Like, not the spores, I mean yeah, those aren't spores, those are just purple goop tissue, fungal tissue.
I'm just curious.
When it's infecting you, that's probably when you can get rid of it, when you can heal it or try to restore it. But after that, it's basically done its deed.
Yeah, no, that is kind of like a blood from whatever's changed to being a half myconid in a sense.
Yep.
Or like whatever type of bodily fluid that it is that's coming from the myconid.
Do you have any tracking skills?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Well, not skill, but spell. But what do you have for skills?
If you can follow that guy's trail from where he left his sister, we can follow that at least.
I can.
Yeah, you can certainly follow that trail, pick it up pretty easy.
And I can also do it at normal pace, too. I don't have to go slow to do it.
So you easily pick up that guy's trail. It does indeed come from the fungal forest that you guys are heading to, kind of winds around several little caverns and niches. As it winds around and it kind of goes away, you realize that the direction that the trail is coming from leads to a very thick area of the mushroom forest. You can't even see through it because it's so thick. However, on the other, there's another path that you can take to get to the fungal forest that appears to have much less cover, much more open. You can see what's coming at you. So do you choose to continue with the path that he took, or do you want to kind of take the other path, which is not much better of a situation where you won't get ambushed? So the party makes a decision here.
the path of least ambushing.
I'm not afraid of. My vote's nil. I don't care where we go.
Enjoy throwing a few arrows, so I don't mind fighting.
I'm not afraid of an ambush.
Nor am I.
So you're going to go into the thicker mushrooms, correct? That's directly the path that his footprints came out of.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys kind of get into the thicker mushrooms, and you know it's impossible to even wade through this area without bumping into a whole bunch of mushrooms. You start taking a look around. Who's kind of like heading the party right now?
I guess I am, being I'm following the path.
You can roll a perception.
Perception. Do I have your D4?
Yeah, add it.
Add a D4?
They're taking away guidance spamming in 5.5 edition, by the way.
Now, while I can.
Yeah, you look around.
1.5, you get 10, right?
You look around at all these kinds of mushrooms, and you know it's getting more and more diverse in terms of the types of mushrooms all over the place, and the air is getting really thick. Even though you had these air bubbles, so you're not breathing in any of the air, but you notice that the air is getting kind of thick. And as you look around these mushrooms, you notice a couple of different species of mushroom caps that are looking kind of odd. You see a bunch of mushroom caps that are purple, a bunch of mushroom caps that are red and really big. So and then you see a bunch of green mushroom caps, and it's almost impossible to go through without getting too close to one of these types of mushrooms.
So I stop before I get to them?
Yeah, you stop there.
The party?
Yeah.
I stop the party, and I suggest that whoever in the party that can do fire, maybe burn those mushrooms before we get up to them, because they're the ones that are looking kind of funky. The one's purple, and I know the ooze that came out of the dead body was purple, and we just fought red ooze. So the red mushrooms. So that's giving me a hint that that came from them. So maybe burn those mushrooms. Any of the mushrooms that look like they're out of the ordinary from normal mushrooms.
So you got a choice. You got three colors. You got red. These three are out of the ordinary. You got red ones, you got green ones, and you got purple ones.
I personally say burn the purple ones, because they're the ones that could be infectious.
What are you using to burn the purple ones?
That's why I said somebody in the group that has fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a
has fire arrows, right?
There's a big difference between firing a firebolt versus doing a meteor swarm. So it depends on what kind of fire.
I can't do either.
Yeah.
That's up to the person that does it. It's not up to me. You know what I mean? I'm just suggesting to burn them. However they do it, that's up to them.
Well, how many are there of that type?
A lot. They're littering the entire landscape.
So I do have Firestorm.
Firestorm would clear out this whole area, yes.
I guess from what you're describing, do I think that it's because I don't see a map of it, obviously. Would I assume that, hey, this seems like a fair... You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like this would be a time to use it. I don't want to waste it off of.
That's not for me to tell you.
Well, I don't know. If I could literally see or know how many.
No, they are all over the place. They are literally. Yeah, you're not going to be able to take them all down with firebolts. That's what you're asking. You can't. You don't have enough battles of alchemist fire to take them all down like that. Also, these mushrooms, because they're very wet, they don't. It's not like you burn one and the entire thing will go up in flames. You have to kind of decide if you want to do something like that.
So with my flame arrow, I could get 12 Parents with that spell.
You can.
If I read that right.
Yeah, you can if you really want to.
So then I could shoot 12 mushrooms.
Yes, you can. But there's more than 12.
My lightning launcher has no ammo. You can just continually fire lightning bolts.
You can stay at a range and fire lightning all day. It'll take like a couple of days, but you can blast them all down with lightning.
Just use the firestorm and take it out. Take a pass.
So you guys are sitting there kind of discussing this, like, you know, whether or not you want to firestorm this entire mushroom patch, and something inside your there's a voice that comes inside your minds, all of your minds at the same time, and you all hear it. It appears to be communicating with you directly through your mind. There's no sound. The voice says, "Stop. Do not hurt me." You may reply to the voice. You can speak or think, and the voice will hear you.
What do you when you said that?
I look at my brother and I say, "Burn it now."
Yeah, firestorm.
Do you go ahead and cast a firestorm?
Yeah. So 10-foot cubes.
We don't have to measure it out. The firestorm spell will absolutely just completely wipe this patch out. And you cast firestorm, and everybody just hears a cacophony of screams and agony from multiple voices all over the place as the entire patch of mushrooms is just burnt to cinders.
Oh, we got you now, you sons of bitches. That's what I say, and I chuckle.
Leaving a swath of destruction behind you. You guys just step through the ashes. I mean, at this point, everything's burnt to a crisp.
And I say,
that is why you're my favorite brother.
I say in my mind, talking back to whatever spoke to us, and say, "You already attacked us first."
There's no more longer any voice.
Well, I did that. I did that when I did Firestorm.
Yeah. Well. In the moment that you did Firestorm, that whatever voice it was, it's dead. It's long dead.
No, that's fine. I would have said that and then blown it all to bits, because I would have been thinking back about when the Drow were attacking us and the first sister. If I recall correctly, they didn't care that we weren't, her guard per se. They attacked us just the same as her.
Are you certain that this is the entity that attacked you?
If they seem like they're the spores, so.
All right, so you actually aren't sure. You just whatever the hell it is, it's dead, and you killed it, and you're good. So you continue to go. You continue to move on.
Could have been a village of brownies.
Yeah, you look around at at all the ashes and cinders. There's nothing of any value to you because it's all kind of, destroyed with a firestorm. So you guys just continue to move on through this pile of ash. And as you move down, I got the next thing.
Sure, there wasn't a cure for these 4 things here, and the thing you just burned down.
You're never gonna know what you just burned down. It's a pile of ash at this point.
I'm not worried about it. Death and destruction.
As you clear this pile of ash, you come to a very, very strange sight. You see a female Jirgar, and you guys are guessing that this is Donna. This is the woman that is the sister of that other Jirgar that you had just beheaded earlier, who was infected.
Right.
So she is standing over this pool, this weird-looking plant. Looks like this, and she's just standing there and staring at it.
I push her in.
This is her.
Is she alive?
Oh, she's very much alive, but she seems to be... She seems to be in some sort of trance staring at this pool.
You hear me, John?
What?
I push her in.
Okay. Give me a second. As you push her in, the pool the top of the pool closes down on her. She puts up 0 resistance, and it appears that the pool is swallowing her up.
Does she say anything?
She said absolutely nothing. She didn't even resist when you pushed her in. And you can see that her skin starts dissolving. The pool is this pool is some sort of predatory plant and is killing her.
John, your mic is going out a little bit.
Hello? Yeah. So this pool is some sort of predatory plant and it's dissolving her.
It's like a fly trap.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
What was the point of that?
What, pushing her?
That way she could join her brother.
She could have had information of like where we're trying to find the things that we're looking for.
Oh, well, so could have her brother, but no one asked him. And I keep walking along.
Actually, John, is there any living plants around?
Sure, there's plenty of... Yeah, you guys have cleared that part that you burned down. So this is a different part of the mushroom forest.
So I asked the party to hold up, and I would like to do a ritual where I can talk to plants and animals.
Big plants.
Which that was the ritual you asked me about earlier. The other one, not the one with the animals, but the I'm sorry, give me a second here, and I'll tell you exactly what it is.
I'll guard you, brother.
I believe. I know I can do a ritual. I can speak with animals and plants, I believe.
Sure. What kind of ritual is it? Is it a totem ritual?
Yes.
What's it called?
I believe it's the Spirit Seeker. Not the Spirit Walker, but I believe it's the Spirit Seeker.
Okay, let's see what the Spirit Seeker says. The Spirit Seeker only says be sense and speak with animals.
I thought there was one for plants also.
There's a speak with plants, but it's a transmutation spell.
No, as a barbarian.
I don't know. Well, does anyone have speak with plants?
Yeah, because both Spirit Seeker and Spirit Walker talk about animals and animals that you can talk to.
Alright, so there's... Okay, no problem. I could have sworn it used to be with plants. I could have sworn it said plants also.
Maybe one of your animals could speak with the plants, or could pull something.
That's a stretch, man. That's a bit of a stretch.
What about the ranger? What about the ranger? Can he speak with plants?
What's the ranger got?
I have it, but
Ranger's got some.
plants.
Ranger's got a plus 14 to his attack, so that's what the Ranger's got. What else you? Anybody got anything else? You want to try?
Is there any animals? Is there any animals in this place? I can speak with them. I could do that Spirit Seeker and speak with animals.
Well,
right?
Is that body completely dissolved?
You know what? You want to look for animals? Give me an animal handling.
All right, I'll give you an animal.
You know what? Because we don't use that skill nearly enough. Just wasted.
Yeah.
Animal handling. Right there. There you go.
All right, you look around these mushrooms. You look for signs of possible animals that you can find to talk to, and under a couple of mushrooms, you see some eggs that are from rock toads, and you think that there's rock toads around. So if you can find a rock toad, you can probably try to talk to it.
So I tell the group, somebody try to find me a frog, a toad, and don't hurt it so I can talk to it.
Oh my
Bring it to me. So
Step on it. So.
Find a toad, Carg.
So the group is comically running around looking for. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Let's roll a.
I figure while they're looking for it, I can start preparing the ritual.
The group is comically running around looking for toads.
I'm not looking for a fucking toad because I'm like, we could have just talked to this fucking girl and not have to do this stupid ritual shit. What's wrong with you guys?
I'm gonna investigate and look for toad track.
You weren't gonna get any information out of that illegitimate clan.
We got her out of her stupor, we might have.
I know, you didn't even give us a chance to do that.
Remember the conversation we had way back when in that room about communicating?
Because it's an evil game, you guys can PvP if you want. If you start PvPing, I'm only a referee.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Kill me? Last words.
Not over a strange woman or a toad. So
look, when you
good job.
when you run into your clan or your people, you can do whatever you want with them. When it comes to our people, we'll do whatever we want with them.
And Karg has said this too as a Dorigar, but I guess he's not familiar with the shame they brought on our people.
You don't have a voice. You're a lesser clan than him. You should attack him.
Oh.
Persuasion. I'm egging him on.
So not only am I going to be rolling some animal handling, I'm going to roll a group animal handling. Look at this.
What are we looking for exactly in this forest?
A freaking animal.
Who's got the
frog?
Toad.
I'm just trying to remember why
Thalric, you found a rock toad. You gotta catch it. You're running after the rock toad. It's really it's hopping away. You gotta give me a sleight of hand.
Grab that toad, Thalric. Bring it to me. Bring it to me.
Oh, you just managed to grab it.
All right. Brother, I found one of them. And I take a big lick on the back of it, and I walk over.
It's not one of those kinds of toads. It's just nasty.
I'm like,
Bring it over here. Bring it over here.
I bring it over.
I start chanting.
So you complete your ritual, and a toad starts speaking. Let me go! Let me go! Stop! And so it's wriggling.
We'll let you go. I just need some information, then I'll let you go.
What do you want to know?
Where'd these mushrooms come from?
The mushrooms? They're always here. They're my home.
The purple ones?
Purple?
They're new here. And the red ones?
The purple ones. Oh, the purple ones. They've only been here for a few months. Red ones, they're my myconid brothers. Where are my myconid brothers? And he looks at the big pile of ash that you guys left behind.
And what about the green ones?
Oh, poison. Don't go near the green
ones.
ones.
Are the other mushrooms just normal mushrooms?
I think so. But my memory is not good with my age. I'm almost 6 months old, you know.
Yeah. So the red ones are your brothers?
Well, they were. It looks like they are black ash now.
Yeah. Somebody came by and burned them.
That's horrible. Who would do such a thing?
We're trying to find out who would do that and help you
It was
out.
some girl.
It was some gnome.
Yeah, the gnome.
It was the gnomes. That's what I
He
told
said-
the frog while I'm in my
He says,
thing.
the two dwarves that were here, they were really nice. Until they weren't so nice anymore.
Yeah, I think that was from the purple mushrooms that were causing that.
Maybe. I can't tell. Those two
Dude.
dwarves, they were talking about getting that powerful weapon back. Something about their home clan.
About their home clan getting the weapon back.
Yeah, they were
Did they-
saying that
did
they
they-
were going to get that powerful weapon back. I don't know.
Did they say where it was?
They said that they were going to find a way to defeat the evil one. The evil one they were talking about that is holding their clan hostage and get their weapon back.
Huh. Okay, and you don't know where these purple mushrooms came from?
I don't know, but there's a lot of those purple mushrooms at the cave down south.
South, you say?
Yeah.
At a cave. Okay, so they're south.
Yeah,
Hi.
you guys kind of get a general idea of the direction that he's talking about.
Alright, you can go, my friend. And I put them down.
He hops
Oh,
away.
what's that plant there? What's that plant? I pointed that plant that the sucked the dwarf in. What kind of plant is that?
It's the hungry plant. It's the vesiculosa. You drink the sweet water and you get in its trance.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, thank you. And I let him go.
The frog obliviously hops away. And you guys look over at that vesiculosa plant, and it swallowed up that dwarf, that Durgar lady, and one of her legs just falls, boom, plop on the ground, completely dissolved.
Can
The
I
body's
have some of that water?
the dissolve.
Can I get some of the water out of the plant?
You gotta go over there and grab it.
Hey,
'Cause
John.
I want to put some on my arrows.
John,
Yeah.
not for nothing, but if I'm in a ritual, they wouldn't know what I talked to the frog about, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So it's
So
So it's between you and the frog. And the frog.
Right. So unless I tell them whatever information I want.
Yeah. But I mean, you probably did look over at that plant. Oh, maybe they have some sort of a suspicion of what you were talking about that plant.
Okay. Well, when I come out of my ritual, I tell them there's a cave south of here that's full of those purple mushrooms, and I tell them that the green mushrooms are poison, and I tell them that the red mushrooms are the myconid. Is that how you say it? Myconid?
Myconid.
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 And I tell the drow that too, our buddy the drow. I don't tell them anything about the plant.
Oh,
I tell my
your
brother.
buddy the drow is way back. You guys are
Yeah.
vanguarded ahead. You gotta go back to tell him if you want to tell him.
Well, I'll go back and tell him.
Okay.
But I tell my brother about the plant.
Okay.
You want to go and grab some of that water from the plant?
What type of check would I have to do?
Well, are you committed to going over there?
I want to investigate it and see if I could do it, if it's feasible. So would that be a skill check to look?
I will give you at least a perception check before you walk over there. So you're looking at this plant, and this plant is there. It's got these roots that are moving next to it. Like the plant is not completely still. It's actually it's got some like appendages coming out of it that are moving, and it looks like these roots, these vines and roots are really, really long.
Okay.
So you want to go over there?
Well, what do you mean these roots? Like, if
So the
I'm not.
so the plant, you know, Little House of Horrors.
Yes.
Yeah, so the plant has a
Yeah.
huge mouth, but on top of that, the plant has like these arms, like these roots, and they appear to be moving. Like this plant is not still; it's animated.
Okay. So it's like arms and legs, perhaps.
Perhaps you're not sure.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's like it's not necessarily roots, but like vines is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it could move with those or grab things, shit like that, along that nature. Sure. Well, what would be a sleight of hand? I guess if I wanted to grab something from the water, like fill up a potion with it real quick. Not a potion, but an empty vial. Would it be a sleight of hand if I decided to do that? Or how would you rule that? Or survival? I don't know. I guess it's a plan.
Hold on a second.
What is it?
Durak, I'm putting you in. Durak, roll initiative.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're in the area.
Alric going.
I know. Tharek's going there. He already has an initiative.
I was walking back to tell the drought what was going on.
What's happening?
Oh, Tharek. So so Durak, you're not part of this.
Okay.
So I didn't even get to roll anything yet. I don't even know what's happening.
You walk within 30 feet of the plant and you get attacked. That's what happens.
Well, didn't I push the chick in before? How did I not get attacked then?
You didn't get attacked at that point because the plant was very happily eating that other Durgard lady. But you approach the plant, that thing it whips around. One of those vines appear to be very, very long. It's got an insanely long reach, and the 4 of those vines come out and it all attempt to whip and drag you. So you're gonna get smacked. You get 4 dexterity saving throws as you approach this plant.
Jesus. I didn't. Let me know if something like that's if I have to go up to it to do that. Move forward, please.
Well, he can't tell you, bud.
Well, I didn't know I had to get.
I gave you as much warning as I'm allowed to.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying I didn't know I had to get in range of it to look at it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you are succeeding on all of these. Very nice.
You know you don't have to get vials of everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. You get grappled and you take damage. And then one of these vines has got you snagged. And it begins dragging you towards the mouth of the vesiculosa. So that's what happens, and then now we can go into initiative order. Daga, would you like to help out this unfortunate Durgar who decided to go steal a little bit of sweet water?
Yes. I'm not sure it's gonna work on him, or just gotta see if what I want to do is self-only. Oh shit, it is self-only. Okay. I'll shoot a lightning launcher. Actually, I'll shoot magic missiles at it.
It's a good idea.
The arm that has him grappled.
Oh, specifically at the arm. Very good. Just tally up the total damage.
9 points of damage.
Okay.
Force.
These arms are real tough. Yeah, it takes some damage. You splinter the arm a little bit, but it's still holding on fast. How close are you staying to this vesiculosa?
I'm 100 feet away, whatever the distance of...
The farthest distance of magic missile?
Yeah.
Okay,
I figure I'm about probably 50 feet away. He probably moved in, blah, 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 so...
Yeah, so The Vesiculosa has Thalric grappled and dragged 10 feet. Now Thalric is about 20 feet away from the Vesiculosa. Hugo.
I'm going to shoot an arrow at that same arm.
Okay.
Or tentacle.
The tentacle has an armor class. I don't have a monster token on it, but just shoot. Just roll the attack. I'll tell you if it hits. Tentacles are flapping around, so it's actually a little bit difficult to hit. But with your plus 14, you have no problem hitting it. That's 14 points of damage in addition to the 9 points. Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna shoot again.
Definitely a hit. Oh, you're not shooting the plant itself, so the plant's not taking damage.
I'm aiming at the plant.
No, you said you're aiming at the tentacle. Yeah, you snap off that one of those tentacles, and the one that's holding Thalric, so he gets released. But the plant is gonna get to go before Thalric does, so he's gonna try to grab him again.
Let's see. On a bonus action. I can use a ensnaring strike as a bonus action.
But I think the way it works is sort of like a smite. You have to cast it on yourself before you attack. Right?
I'm looking. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't
yeah, you
use
can't.
it.
Well, you can still cast it, but you can't attack anymore this turn.
Not till next time.
Yeah.
Alright, well then I guess that's all I can do.
Alright,
I'm
Kargus,
standing far enough away.
you got anything to add to this situation?
I'll hold an action to yell at target. But I'm just gonna hold an action. If it attacks Thalric, I'll attack it. But I'll just yell at Thalric.
Oh, it's
What are you doing over there?
it's clearly attacking
I
Thalric.
know, but I just want to show him some hesitation.
Well, so this is the deal. In order to you have to declare how far you're standing away from this thing. Are you gonna run up to it?
I'll just slowly start pulling out bow.
Okay.
I'll shoot a clicker at it. I'm not getting close.
So how far of a distance are you keeping from it?
45 feet.
Okay. So immediately at the beginning of this thing's turn, it's going to start attacking Thalric again. So do you want to take your action?
I'll wait until he gets a whack in there, and then I'll take it.
All right. So you one of the arms has been broken off, so it's only got 3 arms left. So it attacks 3 times. Once again, these are dex saves. Oh, the second arm has you, and then the third arm. That's one of the 3 attacks. So one arm has you grappled, and then here comes the second arm. They can both grapple you at the same time, by the way. So the second arm has you grappled, and here comes the third arm.
Ouch. Get grappled by multiple things?
Yeah, and they're all pulling you to the mouth.
Okay.
Third arm also has you grappled. So you have all 3 arms wrapped around you. They're all pulling you into the mouth. You are now 10 feet away from the mouth. Now it's your turn. You are restrained, grappled, and getting pulled over to this sweet water.
I'll try to shoot one of the.
Hey, so it failed. It seems. This is a plague creature, correct?
Hold on. Cargus, are you shooting the arm or the body?
I'll shoot one of the arms.
Okay, if you shoot at the arm, if you shoot at one of the arms, then just don't roll damage onto the body. Just roll damage.
Okay.
And I'll tabulate it. That's not great. Anything?
Right, well,
do you have a second attack?
Well, yeah, I get 3 attacks, so I'll shoot another arrow.
3 plus 6, that's 9 points.
And
Your
then
third arrow
that one.
misses.
Okay.
So that one of the arms takes 9 points. Now, Thalric, what were you going to say?
So I casted. Well, this is a plant, correct?
It is.
Okay. I casted Blight against it and it failed.
Oh, when?
So-
Oh, you did? When? Let me see.
I just rolled it.
I see it now. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, it failed. It failed the blight.
Alright, since it's a plant, it deals maximum damage to it.
Yes, it
So
does.
Which is 64 damage.
64 points of damage. You really pissed off this plant. It hisses in
fixed it all.
pain. Now it's very, very interested in eating you. Anything else on your turn?
I believe that is it.
Okay, Durak and has gone over to talk to Triss and report his findings. He's not part of this. Daga.
I can't leave you guys alone for a minute.
Durak, every time you leave, something bad happens.
I know.
Hey, Daga, you have Durak.
This is much worse than last time.
I don't have my keyboard, so I can't target the thing, so... Can you target for me?
What are you looking to target?
Right now. One of the arms that...
Oh, in that case, don't. There's no target because I don't have a specific token. I only have the character sheet for the body. So I'm writing down the amount of damage those arms took. So I'm assuming you're attacking that arm that's been damaged, because there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, just roll an attack.
I'm making 2 attacks on it. Both of them hit.
Yeah, looks like it. 12 points of damage.
Electrical damage. And 7 points of electrical.
Okay,
19 points of
12.7 is 19 plus the previous 9. You burn off that one of the arms. So now there's only 2 arms left. Hugo?
Okay, I am going to use my bonus action for a snaring strike. That way, if I hit, it shouldn't be able to pull him into its mouth anymore. That's my plan.
So you're attacking the arm, correct?
I'm gonna attack the whole thing.
There's no. You have to choose. You want to attack the body or one of the arms. There's 2 arms and 1 body that are
I want
targets.
to attack the body. That way, it'll ensnare the whole thing, so it can't pull it in with its arms, right?
Ensnaring strike will give it, make its speed 0, right? It makes it restrained, but that doesn't necessarily stop the arms. If you hit one of the arms, that might do it, because you're putting some vines around the arm. You're vining the vines. But if you attack the body, that just gives the body 0 speed.
Okay. Then I will attack one of the arms
Go ahead.
with ensnaring strike. So I gotta put that on myself. And then now I just roll my attack and then use the damage.
Yeah. 33. That's definitely a hit. That arm is ensnared. You get an inspiration for creatively thinking of a way to disable this arm without actually destroying it. The arm, your vines wrap around those vines and stop it from grappling.
And then, with my second strike, would the ensnaring strike still be...
No, your ensnaring strike was used up, but you do have to roll damage with that.
Okay. Wait a minute, I did something wrong.
Roll the arrow damage first. Okay, that's 17 points on that arm.
And then the 1d6?
1d6, I believe, is per turn, right? So at the beginning of the arm's turn.
Yep, at the start of each
Okay. So now you have a second attack. I think the ensnaring strike is only good for your one attack.
Okay, so then I'll attack the same arm again.
.27 is a hit. Don't do damage to the body because you're not attacking the body. That's okay.
I was just doing the target, but I wasn't.
You destroy that one arm. So now there's only one last arm, but that last arm is about to pull Tharic into the mouth.
I should have shot the other one. My bad. And that's all I can do.
Alright, Kargus, you want to save Tharic? Because in the beginning of the Vesiculosa's turn, judging by the speed at which it's pulling Tharic in the beginning of its turn, Tharic's face is going to be in that acid.
Am I supposed to be making saving throws on my turn? Because I didn't make one at all last turn.
There's no saving throw.
For being grappled?
Nope, not for this. You have to use your action to attempt to break a grapple, but when there's 3 of them on you, even if you successfully break one grapple, there's 3 of them on you. So in order to break the grapple from these arms, you have to use your action to contest the grapple.
Gotcha. Now, next time they could. Since there's only one arm.
There's one arm left.
How far away is the one arm from me?
You said you were 45 feet away or so?
Yeah, initially, yeah.
If you run up, you can get to melee range. That's fine. We're theater of the mind.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know it.
But then, because the arm can't grab 2 people.
Yeah, it's only one arm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't grab you.
I go up there with, or I run up there with my longsword and the new Drow Animate Alloy +2 longsword and take a big ol' swing with it.
That's a hit. Let's roll some damage.
And we'll do it again. Trying to hack at this branch. And that was missed.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Oh.
Well, is a 13 a miss?
Yes. on that vine that's wiggling around, yes.
Bonus action. Do it.
That's it for your turn, I guess.
Fine. We'll. What is it? Action surge.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, you may be able to save this guy's life with an action surge.
And I actually haven't used that much. So an action surge just gives me 3 more whacks or just 1 more whack?
It gives you 3 attacks, 3 full attacks.
Alright. Fine. I'll use it.
Crit.
There we go.
Oh.
Was that enough or no?
No.
Okay,
You're so
one
close.
more.
18.
Yeah,
No. So
18 was...
the AC is 19.
Ah. And that was a waste of an extra then.
Oh, you try.
Nice knowing you, Alex.
I can't believe you only did 14 on the crit, man.
How much? Wait, how much damage did you do before? On that particular arm, I think you missed 3 times, right?
I only missed once.
Did you roll damage after the first hit? Yes, you did.
I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I did 16 plus 13.
Oh, so you already did 21 points of damage previously. So, adding 21 plus the 14 you're doing now, you break the arm. That's the good news.
Bad news.
Well, anything else on your turn?
That will be the end of it.
Okay, here's the bad news. After killing all its arm, the vesiculosa explodes, 20-foot radius. Kargus and Thaurik, you guys are in the unfortunate radius.
Okay.
Roll a dex save. Oh, wait a second. You should not have disadvantage, so hold on.
I passed it.
No, you didn't. You both failed.
Oh.
No, Thaurik, I'm looking at what you rolled. So you actually rolled a 17, dropped 17 first. So a 17 plus 1, you still would have failed. So
18, damn.
Okay.
you guys are covered in acid. As the creature just explodes, guts, acid, plant juice everywhere, and it turns into a pile of dissolving acid on the ground.
You gonna get a scoop of that?
Unfortunately, there's no more sweet water there.
Wording inspiration for that one.
Hey, could I use inspiration on saving throws?
You could, but you got to declare it before I roll.
What? John?
What?
I said I didn't even get to roll it. But that's fine.
Yeah, but you know how Fantasy Ground works. You know, the scripts roll it for you.
Yeah. I mean, I could manually roll it, but yeah, I hear you.
Well, the problem with manually rolling it is that the scripts automatically detect if you fail or lose and do half damage if you fail, etc.
Yeah,
there's no way to manually do that. That's the problem with the manual rolls. But for other things, yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm just gonna take the potion. What does this do? 8d4 plus.
Because of that, can we use the inspiration to re-roll?
No, he doesn't do that for reroll.
No, there's no rerolls. Advantage has to be done at the same time.
Is there anything of value? What the plant blew up?
Not anymore. Not after it blew up.
There's nothing like the entire plant is gone, roots and everything?
Yeah, there's some roots and stuff there, I guess. You can collect a sample of that. But that water and that sweet water and all that stuff you were looking for, that's just a big pile of acid on the ground.
Okay.
I take some of that acid and just flick it at Thaurik that got on me and
You can do Boulder's Gate and coat your weapon. Dip it in the ground, I guess.
Yeah, with dip. That's awesome. You can dip it into a candle. My character sheet just went blank.
I did my weapon in his hair.
All right, I will no longer moving forward.
So you guys have you guys know where most of these purple mushrooms are. That toad told you. The toad has also told you about this, that these two Durgar that both ended up dead. They were going to go and get some powerful weapon from their home stronghold.
We don't all know that.
You know where their stronghold used to be, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean about the powerful weapon, he didn't choose to tell us about that.
Well, the toad doesn't know. He just overheard. He was overhearing them talk. That's as much as he knew.
Dolrak didn't tell anyone that there.
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't even tell you about that. Okay.
Yeah. No, he told us the location, but not anything about the other thing.
Dolrak is keeping secrets.
Okay, so Durak, yeah, I guess you make it back at this point, and you see you see these two guys covered in freaking disgusting acidic slime.
Can't leave you guys for 30 seconds.
Hey, so what are we looking for in this forest specifically?
That cave.
But, I mean, like, why? Why are we looking for this? Like, what's?
Remember, so when you interrogated that cultist, that fungal Galanator cultist, he told you about Ilixanthiard. Apparently, this is like their fungal messiah. Ilixanthiard is the one who has created this new evolution of spore that has allowed them to infiltrate the Drow house and assassinate Malice. And you guys are here to eliminate Ilixanthiard. So you're following these purple mushrooms because the frog told you. Frog told you that these mushrooms kind of showed up out of nowhere. They weren't here before.
So, John, where's this clan's old?
Oh, I can show you. The previous clan. This is where they used to. They had a powerful citadel in Aramikos Mountains. I'll mark it off. Not too far from where you are right now, actually. This is where their citadel was. It was Stonebore Keep. It was the most powerful, lucrative Durgar encampment in its time. But 50 years ago, it was raided by Drow, and the clan was utterly decimated. And as far as you know, all the remnants of the Stonebore clan have been living like scavengers ever since. It was one of the most shameful things that have ever happened to the Durgar people, that destruction of the Stonebore clan.
And so I'm assuming that's where their powerful weapon's at.
Yeah, that's what the frog was talking about. They're saying they need to defeat the guardian of the weapon, and they were here to find a way to defeat the guardian. Something along those lines. That's what he overheard.
Alright, so I will tell the other Dugar about the weapon. Would we know about the weapon? Being it was in their clan?
You can think back to what you've overheard about the clan. Maybe give me some history. See if you might know something about them, about the clan.
Are you just telling him or both of us?
I just told you I'm telling all the Dugar here.
So in that case, whoever's got the higher history can be the one to roll it.
I have a 0 for history.
That's not helpful.
As do I.
Oh, that's equally not helpful.
Cargus?
But you...
I have advantage on Arcana.
That's let me see. Let me see if this is Arcana appropriate.
I mean, I say it in Dwarvish, so let's put it like that. So if the gnomes can understand us, they understand us. So I kind of don't want the gnomes to know. I'm not saying I don't want the gnomes to know, but it kind of ain't none of their business, because it's Dugar business. So that's why I say it in Dwarvish.
I will respond in Dwarvish. It sounds a lot like your anvil. You know,
So-
probably not your anvil.
The Stoneboar clan also had a black anvil, just like your clan. Each dwarven clan has their own black anvil, and whatever weapon this is was most likely created from their black anvil.
So if we could go get that anvil and take it to our clan, and we can get our anvil back.
Oh, you'd be double anviled? Your clan would be like supreme.
Well, not just that, but we'd be revered for bringing 2 anvils back.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, you're not sure what is even left there because it was raided by drow, and if there was an anvil there of that much immense power, the drow would have stolen it.
Well, but from what we're being told, something's guarding it.
Yeah, something's guarding it, and there was a power, and there's something about a powerful weapon that they're talking about. That's what you overheard, because the people who would have given you a full story are dead. So you're getting secondhand information from a toad.
Yeah, that's fine. So we got to try and find something that'll kill whatever's guarding that there. Possibly down in this cave is.
Yeah, that's what it seems like these Durgar were up to, but it seems like one of those Durgar got infected by the spore, and the second one, well, you're not sure because she's a pile of acid.
Well, she was gonna get eaten anyway.
Maybe the weapon could help us fight this creature, or god, or whatever thing.
Well, actually, I turn and look at the elf and the drow, whatever you want to call him.
Okay, I guess at this point the drow has, he's come over to you guys.
Well, I went and got him.
Yeah.
So you're back. So I tell him, because obviously he was probably around when they were raided. This other Dugar.
Yeah.
And I say, did you guys ever get something from this place?
I'm gonna have Triss roll a history. Let me see. Does he have history?
Well, that was a shitty roll. Roll again.
What do you mean? I'm not rolling again. You roll again.
Flash of genius.
Triss, you can give him a flash. If Triss has no inspiration, he's an NPC. He kind of thinks about it for a second. He says, "Well, this was before the time that I had been commissioned to be a servant of House Naerth. But I do remember I was part of my own house before I was auctioned out to Naerth. But I remember the time when House Naerth itself had come back victorious, having destroyed a powerful Durgar clan. It's about 50 years ago. This must be what you're talking about."
Yeah.
He says, "Yes, I believe it was House Naerth itself that destroyed the Stoneboar clan." He says, "I don't know what kind of treasures they could have possibly brought back, but whatever's any value or power, they certainly would have brought back. Any people, any dwarves that were still remaining there must have been enslaved. Although I have never met a slave that was previous member of the Stoneboar clan. As you may know well yourself, the Durgar are extremely stubborn and resistant to slavery, and most of them would rather just die of starvation than subject themselves to such slavery."
All right.
Hugo, that's exactly what I did. That's what brought me here, is they wanted to take over our clan, so I agreed to be a worker for them. So I didn't want that fate.
Yeah, and Triss says it's not a secret that the House Naerth have been eyeing the Snifneblin clans in the area for a long time, and if they are able to consolidate their power in Arindalin, it's certain that they will come after the Snifneblin.
Right, so I guess we got to go to the cave. That's apparently where all the power is you guys all, that's all you guys at. We gotta head south. And like I said, if you gnomes speak Dwarvish, you understood what I was saying.
Nope. That's why I couldn't help you on your checks. To the south,
To the south.
in the caves of the Sharnlands.
So you guys make it down south to the cave in question. You notice there are a lot of purple mushrooms surrounding this cave. Unnaturally huge amount. It seems that the flora of the purple mushrooms have outgrown all the other mushrooms. Nothing but these purple mushrooms. You come around and you can see that there's an opening to this very small opening to the cave that you can enter. You look around on the ground. There appear to be footprints, humanoid.
Can we do a survival check to see what type of humanoid?
Oh yes, of course. Please do. It's a little bit of a mix. There's several footprints, but you see maybe 2 or 3 footprints that are clearly elven, and you see a couple of footprints that are dwarven as well. And you also see these really strange kind of they're not footprints. They seem to be just like circles in the ground.
Like circles in the ground. Huh?
Yeah. But they kind of move in the same path as the footprints.
So I tell the whole group, we got all sorts of humanoids and something that walks with circles. Is it almost like a tree stalk, or like a hoof?
It's a circle, and it doesn't look like a hoof. It's just a flat circle, and it's like maybe a foot in diameter. And there's a lot of these kinds of like circles just planted around the ground. They are kind of alongside where the footprints are.
Are they going in like a line?
Yeah, it looks like they may be going in line.
Interesting.
Thinking back to when we entered the mushroom forest and something tried to talk to us in the mine, I was just thinking in my mind, is anyone there? Hello?
At this time, there's nothing talking to you.
Okay. Alright.
Have we, is this the same day as when we had the encounter with the acid plant?
Yeah, this you guys have. By the time you came up to this area, this is all part of the same adventure day that you got up here.
So, what do you guys?
We're protected against breathing. I don't know about touching.
Well, they're spores, so they're airbound. So, I don't think touching would matter. I think it would be breathing it in. That's normally how this.
Absorption on the skin.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is we determined that when it first attacks you, you have a chance of restoring yourself at that point. So.
Well, I don't have that many spell slots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I have one ability to cast one protection from elements, so I could protect from poison or something.
Well, is it a poison? Would that work? Because if it's poison, work against poison.
Don't even know.
I don't think it would work, because he said lesser restoration wouldn't work. and that's literally it can prevent you from being poisoned.
Well, there's a difference
So,
between the
might be-
poison condition and poison type damage, even though they sound the same.
Yeah.
Resistance to poison type damage is you take half damage from poison type attack, but like being prevented from poison, you get advantage versus being poison condition saved. That's a different thing.
Yeah, but lesser restoration ends poison. You know.
Yeah, lesser restoration is too globally utilized, so that's why I'm making it limited in use. Lesser restoration, once a creature becomes a myconid, a half myconid, it's not going to do anything to it.
Well, what about if they have the spores in them? Would it?
You think maybe? You're not sure.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, you know, maybe the only thing I could argue in terms of being resistant to poison is that perhaps you can be, you could walk through a room fairly quickly as opposed to instantly catching it. But if you spend too long in the room, then you would get it or whatever. Or you know what I'm saying? Or the vicinity goes from 10 feet to 5 feet of being in, you know, to the spores. I don't know. That's the only way I could look at it. But
All right. So who's in favor of walking into the cave?
I am.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to get in the cave?
Yeah.
Well, I
Wait,
just
do
wanna-
we still have the bubbles on?
You do have the bubbles on. The
they
bubbles
last
are
24
24-hour thing.
All right.
So,
So
yeah,
let's.
so we have rested.
let's
It
go
hasn't
in the
been a
cave.
whole day. Shouldn't that protect us or no?
We're gonna find out. You can't. He can't tell you.
Yeah,
No, I know. And we can't breathe it in if the bubbles are on. It's literally impossible.
the bubbles, obviously, they prevent you from, you know, they prevent anything in the air from reaching you. So that's what, you know, that's what they'll do.
yeah, unless this thing is transdermal, which that's not how spores work. It wouldn't be spores in that case.
Yeah, it's. I mean, maybe there is some other way they can infect you by directly injecting into your bloodstream. Who knows? As far as you know, the myconids reproduce via spores. Think of Baldur's Gate 3. You know that big glut dude. He goes to the dead bodies and raises them with spores. That's how they reproduce.
Alright, so we're entering the cave.
All right, so you guys enter this real dank cave. You know, you're kind of the ground is really squishy as you're moving around. It's very soft. You can see that all along the walls there's this purple ooze. It's very similar to the ooze that came out of the bodies that you killed that were infected. You might even be the same thing. You look around, it's completely jam-packed with these purple mushrooms, and the air is just full of these spores kind of flying around. So you think...
Can I light a torch and just try to fan around the spores that are in the air? Will that kill it? Does it look like that kills the spores that are in the air?
There's too many to actually kill them all, but the torch just kind of pushes them aside. It illuminates how thick the air is with spores. So you guys think that if this air bubble were to disappear, you'd be in trouble. This is so thick.
So how much?
Does anybody have the spell of wind?
Of what?
Of wind?
Of wind?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, wind.
That's a little higher level.
No, there's that spell that can just completely like change your landscape or something. That's what he's talking about.
I need to eat some beans before I can cast spell wind. But we might be in a more deadlier gas if we do that.
I have the ability to cast the air spell 5 more times. Should it get dispelled, I have backups at least, but it'll take me 5 rounds.
Okay. Ooh. We entered a cave.
So you come into as you get to the end of the cave, it opens up to this big chamber. And you kind of look around you, and the chamber kind of splits into two directions. To the direction in the south, you see that there's a big pile of goop, desiccated, dead fungi and dead spores and things like that. But inside the group, there's a couple of what appears to be bodies, humanoid bodies that lie in there. They're getting consumed by fungal spores, so it's hard to tell who or what they were. None of them are moving, and they're all covered in thick layers of fungus.
I'd like to set them on fire. Hello?
How are you going to set them on fire?
Well, I have a torch lit. I'm going to put the torch down on them and light them on fire.
You gonna go down there?
I thought you said we were walking right by them.
No, they're over here.
You're describing
yeah,
two paths within cave.
Yeah,
One
you
path
see.
and a group down there.
So there's another path, right? You can see that goes this way, and this looks kind of strange. You appear to see a whole bunch of long cylindrical objects that are kind of huge in size, covered with mushrooms.
What was that, Dagger?
I think it's the ropers, the thing that made the round footprints.
Ropers are nasty creatures.
Are you saying that like as your character or you?
100% as my character. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are from the Underdark. You certainly know what ropers are.
No, yeah. Or what about a piercer? Isn't that similar, or am I thinking of something different?
No, I think they're in the same family or something.
Yeah.
They work the same way. They work the same way. Actually, that plant that you fought also works in a similar way.
Okay.
Well, keep in mind, if you want to set something on fire in this damp condition, you're gonna need more than a torch.
Well, no.
The issue is it's like it's not like
they were right there.
You know,
they were
yeah.
right there.
The area is not like the area is actually very moist. So in order to burn stuff, it's not like the whole area is flammable and will go up in flames. You got to like get a lot of fire going to burn stuff down.
Even if you were right on top of them and tried to burn them, they may make your torch go out. So just be careful with that.
Good point.
Alright.
Who's taking point?
We going left or we going right?
Ranger, lead the way.
All right, do your ranger thing. What is the ranger what does the ranger have to say about this situation?
I think I would like to cast find traps.
Find traps. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it gives me 120 feet, and it's an instantaneous thing. It's one action.
Let me look it up to see what it's going to be able to tell you. Find traps. I haven't seen this spell used much. You sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for purposes of this spell includes anything that will inflict a sudden or unexpected effect. Okay, that's good. The spell merely reveals that a trap is present. Well, that's not helpful. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger of the trap. So how am I gonna play this? That's really unhelpful. Tell you there's a trap, but you don't tell you where it is.
But it tells you everything else about it.
I'm gonna go up here because it'd be my line of sight.
So as you cast the spell, the magic tells you that yes, indeed, there's a trap. There's traps in the area. This kind of trap might make you blow up. But unfortunately, it doesn't tell you where it is or how to get what direction it is or anything.
But it's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another kind of trap that'll make you feel real sick. I'll give you 2 for 1.
I guess we search for traps.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be perception, right?
Well, you got to tell me where you're going and what you're searching. Where you're searching.
Well, which way do you guys want to go?
I told you the 2 kind of areas that are kind of note. There's one down south with the desiccated humanoid bodies and funguses everywhere, just completely full. I don't have it on the map, but you can just imagine the whole area is just full of fungi.
We can go south.
Well, which way do the tracks go?
The tracks go both ways. Seem to be pretty busy going both ways.
I would say let's go away from the fungi first.
So go straight?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Okay, so we're going to go east, and we're going to follow the path that I'm heading for traps.
Half speed, checking for traps.
So you go east, and you slowly walk. As you check for traps along the route, you don't see anything that sticks out of note. You get to the area with those objects over there, and you realize as you get pretty close that these are giant worms. They are bodies of giant worms that have been desiccated and eaten up and now are homes of fungi.
Jesus. And where's that at? Straight across? Is that what that green stuff is?
Yeah, that's you see the big pile of green stuff, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, there you go. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at a giant underdark earthworms that are dead, and their bodies are bloated and desiccated and overgrown with different types of lichen and fungi.
All right. And then if we go south, it forks.
Yeah, you can also go down this way. It does sort of fork. There is a small passage that leads this way as well. But this way is where there's kind of something interesting going on, because you see this big pile of fungal mush. This place is completely packed with mushrooms, and you see that there's humanoid bodies kind of decaying in there, in the big pile of mush.
Well, I don't like either option we go, but I think we just choose one.
Let's just keep headed east, and we'll just take on that situation first.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna stealthily move to the northeast.
In that case, roll a stealth.
I think most of us are just stealthing.
All right.
I'll hang back a little bit. I'm not that stealthy. Keep looking up and down the walls everywhere. As we move forward.
So far, you don't see anything outstanding.
I'm trying to stay approximately 15 feet behind the ranger.
You can keep going. I'll stop you when you hit the trap. I'm just kidding. No, you don't see any traps here.
Damn, John.
So that's I want to do a
You guys are
surprise
so
attack
cautious.
if I'm gonna attack.
But you don't. What are you going to
I'm gonna
attack?
do so-
These the worm bodies?
Yeah.
They're dead.
So when you get to these
Are they?
when you finally get to close enough to these bodies of they're clearly dead. These worms are long dead and they're decaying. But when you get to the bodies of the worms, you see what appears to be two black lumps full of fungi on the ground, and next to it you see a strange looking flower.
But we know about these flowers.
You can roll. You can roll. I need somebody with a really good. I will accept survival, history, nature for this. Any of those things. Somebody with a really good one of those can roll.
+6 in survival.
That'd be you.
Survival.
Anybody beat that? Survival, nature, or history. I have a +6 in survival. Anybody beat that?
I can tie it. I can't beat it.
History
You
is.
can assist him.
Yeah, I can assist you. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put guidance on you, I guess. Just roll it that way.
Who the hell did that? How the hell did that happen? Okay.
Well, if you're trained in the skill, you can assist him and give him advantage.
Okay. That roll, I'll accept that roll as a success. You recognize this flower. This is a very dangerous situation. That's a corpse flower. You do
I
not
did drop one into the tower, didn't I?
Oh, I'm taking your 21.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I'm taking your 21. I'm fine with taking
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that rolled one out and one in.
That's fine. That's fine.
I
I didn't see that it wasn't dropped in the flower. I'll accept it. And I'm fine with that. The second one was likewise pretty good. So, this is a corpse flower. It's very dangerous. These flowers grow on dead bodies, especially undead. They feed on the necromantic energies of the undead, and they are an abomination, a plant-like abomination. Partially undead, partially flower, but mostly plant. What they typically do is they absorb bodies of corpses and slowly digest the corpses to strengthen themselves. What?
Strengthen themselves to do what?
These creatures can emit this aura that will freeze you in place if they're threatened. So these things are dangerous.
Freeze or paralyze?
Paralyze.
Okay, well I have advantage against that. So I tell the ranger, because he's ahead of me.
Actually, not paralyze. I'm sorry. It'll knock you out. It'll incapacitate you. Not paralyze.
It'll what?
Incapacitation. It's not a paralysis effect. It's incapacitation. You're not just paralyzed. You drop to the ground incapacitated. If you if you get too close to the aura. So these creatures they're also mobile. So you have to, you do not want to get close to this thing. If you don't disturb it, it won't act. But any living creature that gets near it will activate it.
Well, we're walking down that way.
You are walking down that way. Here we go. We got a picture.
I'm not going up those things. That's for damn sure.
So is that the only flower down there? There's only one?
That's the only one you see, but next to the flower, there's these two lumps full of fungus. They look like dirt mounds. They're full of funguses. Right next to the flower.
So, Ranger, do you want to shoot that with a fire arrow?
I'm gonna.
Well, do we really want to agitate it?
Well, we gotta get past.
Well, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
What the hell?
No, it's 10 p.m. So you guys can decide what you wanna do with this corpse flower, or if you want to fight it at all. We'll have to pick up next week.
I mean,
And this is how it ends.